Sitting alone, immersed in the belief that I had hit rock bottom, I found myself at one of those crucial moments that define life. It was then that I met people whose words not only offered me solace, but also powerful life lessons. These lessons, shared in times of trial, may be just what you need to hear right now. In life, we often find ourselves at a crossroads where it seems that others can either be against us or for us. However, the reality is that everyone acts on their own. What lies ahead always has the potential to be better than what we leave behind. Sometimes the best course of action is to simply walk away, let people go and allow relationships to take their course. In those moments of loneliness and difficulty, that's when you discover who your true friends are. You are stronger than you think. You've overcome every difficult day so far, and you're still undefeated. No one will look after you better than you. By facing your fears, you realize that nothing is as difficult as it seems. The most unexpected miracles are born out of great difficulties. If you believe you can, you're already halfway there. It's crucial to remember that not everyone you meet has the best intentions towards you. The days when you least want to act are precisely when you need to move the most. The only thing you can really control is your own feelings, actions, and thoughts. Stop trying to change others. It's rarely worth the effort. Adversity is often the preparation that life uses to equip ordinary people with extraordinary destinies. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Sometimes, only when we let ourselves be carried away by the winds of change do we discover our true direction. Never compromise your personal growth for the sake of someone else. Remember, pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. You are braver than you admit, stronger than you appear, and smarter than you believe. Self-confidence is fundamental. You have survived countless challenges, and you will survive everything that lies ahead. We don't know our true strength until being strong becomes our only option. Change is not a threat. It is an opportunity to live fully. Ultimately, we can choose to make ourselves miserable or to make ourselves strong. The effort required is the same. Let's get started. Number 1. The importance of trusting yourself and fostering personal growth. One of the fundamental aspects of Stoicism is the development of autonomy and growth. This focuses on the ability to trust oneself and foster continuous inner growth. To begin with, it is essential to understand that people tend to act in their own interests. This is not a cynical view of human nature, but rather a realistic recognition that can free us from many of the unnecessary expectations and disappointments regarding the behavior of others. If we accept that each person is pursuing their own interests, we can learn to interact with them more effectively and without resentment. This understanding leads to the importance of facing our fears. Fears are often barriers that prevent us from reaching our full potential. By facing them, we realize that many of the challenges that seem intimidating are manageable. This not only reduces anxiety, but also strengthens our ability to face new, difficult situations, proving our resilience. Personal growth is a journey that often requires making difficult decisions, such as letting go of other people who don't contribute positively to our well-being. This process of letting go should not be seen as an act of selfishness, but rather as a necessity for self-preservation and improvement. By focusing on our own improvement, we can cultivate a stronger and wiser version of ourselves. These principles are not easy to implement and require a constant commitment to self-examination and improvement. Stoicism teaches that we must continually work on ourselves, using every experience as an opportunity to learn and grow. Autonomy is strengthened through this process, making each individual better able to deal with the vicissitudes of life without depending excessively on the approval or help of others. In addition, this focus on personal growth also implies a deeper understanding of our own capabilities and limitations. Accepting our limitations can be just as important as recognizing our strengths. This helps us to set realistic goals and work towards them with patience and perseverance, two qualities highly valued in Stoic philosophy. Autonomy is also strengthened by practicing self-control and discipline. These are key areas in Stoic teachings. Our responses to external emotions allow us to maintain a clear mind and focus on our goals. Discipline in our actions and thoughts helps us not to deviate from our path of personal growth, regardless of the distractions or temptations that may arise. This path also leads us to evaluate and understand the nature of our relationships. Relationships should foster our growth, not hold it back. This can mean distancing ourselves from relationships that are destructive or limiting and valuing more those that offer us support and foster our autonomy. In short, personal growth in the context of Stoicism is a dynamic and continuous process that implies a deep commitment to self-knowledge, discipline, and autonomy. By following these principles, we not only strengthen ourselves, but we are also in a better position to make a positive contribution to society. Each step on this path is not only an act of personal development, but also an act of Stoic courage, facing life with a new perspective and renewed wisdom. Number 2. The nature of relationships and friendships. Stoicism provides an illuminating perspective on how we should perceive and manage our personal relationships. According to this philosophy, the quality of our relationships has a profound impact on our social environment and, consequently, on our life in general. In this context, it is essential to understand that people's actions are influenced by their personal interests, which are not always aligned with ours, nor are they necessarily contrary to them. This understanding can free us from many misunderstandings and unnecessary conflicts, allowing us to relate in a more effective and empathetic way. Recognizing that each person acts from their own perspective and for their own motivations is a Stoic principle that invites us not to take the actions of others personally. This approach helps us to remain objective and manage our expectations in social interactions. For example, if a friend acts aloof, instead of automatically assuming it was because of something we did, Stoicism teaches us to consider a variety of possible personal motivations that could be influencing their behavior, many of which may have nothing to do with us. In addition, Stoics believe that true friends reveal themselves during the most difficult times. It's easy to be surrounded by people when circumstances are favorable, but crises and challenges are what really test the strength and sincerity of relationships. This applies not only to friendships, but also to family and professional relationships. A true friend is someone who is there not only to share the joys, but also to offer support when you need it most. This Stoic vision encourages us to value and cultivate relationships that are genuine and reciprocal, recognizing and appreciating those who truly stand by us in difficult times. On the other hand, this understanding also implies acceptance that some relationships may not be as long-lasting or deep as we would like, and that it's okay to let go of people who don't contribute positively to our lives. The Stoics teach us to maintain a certain emotional distance, which allows us to protect ourselves from unhealthy emotional dependencies and helps us maintain our inner peace. This detachment is not a rejection of love or friendship, but a way of ensuring that our relationships are authentic and mutually enriching. In addition, Stoic philosophy values the idea that we should be a source of positivity and stability for others, just as we seek out friends who are for us. This means that we should strive to be people that others can trust and depend on. By becoming a pillar of strength for our friends and loved ones, we are not only enriching our relationships, but also living according to the Stoic principles of virtue and moral excellence. The idea that the quality of our relationships defines our social environment is reflected in how these interactions affect our emotional and mental state. A positive and supportive social environment can be an incredible source of strength and consolation, while a toxic one can lead to anguish and emotional exhaustion. Therefore, the Stoics advise us to be selective with the company we keep and seek out relationships that inspire us to be better and wiser. Number 3. Overcoming adversity. Stoicism is a philosophy that teaches us to deal with life's challenges and adversities with strength and wisdom. Stoics believe that difficulties are not only inevitable, but are essential opportunities for personal growth and self-improvement. According to this perspective, each adversity we face prepares us for future challenges, making us stronger and more resilient. When we go through difficult times, it's common to feel overwhelmed or desperate. However, Stoicism offers us a different approach, seeing each difficulty as a necessary step on our way to a greater destination. This idea is not simply a consolation in times of crisis, but a practical strategy for managing our lives. By adopting this mindset, we begin to see obstacles not as insurmountable barriers, but as challenges designed to strengthen our character and abilities. The relationship between pain and personal growth is another important facet of Stoic philosophy. Pain, whether emotional or physical, is often perceived negatively. However, from a Stoic perspective, pain is a powerful teacher. Through suffering, we learn to be resilient. Moments of pain intensify our human experience and can lead us to make profound and significant changes in our lives. These transformations can seem miraculous, not because they occur in a mystical way, but because they emerge from the intensity of our personal struggles. Trusting yourself during these difficult times is crucial. Self-confidence is the foundation on which we can face any challenge that life throws at us. This confidence doesn't come from denying reality or from unfounded optimism, but from a Stoic understanding of our own capabilities and the power of our will. Self-confidence means knowing that we can endure trials and come out of them with greater wisdom and fortitude. This self-confidence is cultivated through the constant practice of virtue and self-examination. The Stoics teach that we should evaluate our actions and thoughts on a daily basis, making sure that we are living according to our highest principles. This process not only prepares us to better manage adversity, but also strengthens us against the emotional turmoil that such events can cause. When facing adversity, it is essential to remember that we have no control over external events, but rather over how we respond to them. This is the essence of the Stoic approach to overcoming adversity. By focusing on our responses and what we can control, we maintain our personal power and tranquility. Stoic indifference is not apathy, but a release from worrying about what we cannot change, which in turn allows us to focus completely on what we can influence. Furthermore, the support of others who share our Stoic values can be invaluable. While Stoicism emphasizes personal autonomy, it also recognizes the importance of a supportive community. Sharing our struggles and victories with others can provide us with additional perspective and strength. This support network acts as a mirror, reflecting our own capabilities and reminding us of the importance of staying true to our principles, even when circumstances seem bleak. In short, overcoming adversity in the Stoic style involves a combination of self-confidence, an understanding of the instructive nature of pain, and a practical focus on our ability to respond, rather than on the circumstances beyond our control. By adopting this philosophy, we equip ourselves not only to survive life's challenges, but to thrive through them, turning each difficulty into a stepping stone to greater personal growth and wisdom. Number 4. Philosophy of life and mentality. Stoicism offers a philosophy of life that emphasizes the importance of adopting a positive and proactive attitude towards the challenges we face. This approach is not only crucial to achieving personal and professional success, but also prepares us to handle adversity with grace and fortitude. Believing in yourself is a fundamental pillar on the road to success. The Stoics teach that self-confidence is not simply a superficial feeling of security, but a deep belief in our own abilities and values. This confidence stems from the knowledge that each individual has the ability to control their responses and behavior in the face of life's situations. Stoic self-confidence is anchored in self-awareness, which allows us to understand our strengths and weaknesses and act accordingly. In addition, the practice of virtue, a central concept in Stoicism, reinforces our confidence because by living ethically and rationally, we strengthen our integrity and self-esteem. Change is another constant in life that Stoicism teaches us to handle. Instead of fearing change, Stoics embrace it as an opportunity to grow and learn. The impermanence of things is seen not as a threat, but as a reminder that our ability to adapt and respond is where our true power lies. Flexibility and resilience are Stoic qualities that are cultivated by constantly facing changes, both big and small. This adaptability is nourished by the premise that the only thing we can really control are our own actions and reactions, not external circumstances. In relation to risk, Stoicism proposes a perspective that balances caution with audacity. While it is true that all actions involve risk, inaction is often the greatest risk of all. The Stoics remind us that life itself is a risk that must be lived fully and with purpose. Avoiding risks out of fear only leads to stagnation and the loss of valuable opportunities. Instead of retreating in the face of fear of the unknown, Stoicism urges us to make rational assessments of risks and to make decisions based on reason and virtue, not fear. This philosophy also teaches us that acceptance of outcomes, whether favorable or adverse, is fundamental to maintaining inner peace. Acceptance does not mean passive resignation, but recognizing the facts as they are. From this acceptance, we can decide our next steps in an informed and calm manner, avoiding impulsive reactions that often complicate situations further. In short, Stoicism gives us the tools to develop a mindset that not only seeks external success, but also cultivates internal fortitude and serenity. By adopting a philosophy of life that values self-confidence, adaptability, and reasonable courage in the face of risk, we can face life not only with hope, but with a clear and effective strategy for achieving fulfillment and personal achievement. Number 5. Reality of life and acceptance. In our exploration of Stoicism, it becomes clear that understanding and accepting the realities of life are vital. We are often faced with the truth that life is not always fair, but it is in these situations that resilience becomes our greatest ally. Stoic resilience does not imply a passive acceptance of adversity, but an active and courageous adaptation. Recognizing that setbacks are a natural part of human existence allows us to face them with a prepared and proactive mindset. Through this approach, we learn that our reactions to injustices and challenges define our character and quality of life much more than the circumstances themselves. This philosophy also proposes a vision of happiness that deviates significantly from conventional notions. Happiness, according to the Stoics, is not found in the absence of problems, but in our ability to deal with them effectively. True happiness arises from inner fortitude and the ability to maintain calm and reason in the face of adversity. This leads us to a deeper and more realistic understanding of what it means to live well. Life is filled with meaning and satisfaction, not when we avoid challenges, but when we equip ourselves to handle them with wisdom and balance. The concept of letting go is fundamental to Stoic practice. Letting go not only refers to letting go of possessions or material goods, but also of the preconceptions and resentments that prevent us from moving forward. We often cling to old wounds or unrealistic expectations about ourselves and others, which can obstruct our personal growth. The ability to let go, to free ourselves from the weights that hold us back, is a skill that is cultivated through continuous reflection and conscious practice. This process is intrinsically liberating and allows us to move on to new experiences and learning with a renewed and open spirit. Furthermore, this acceptance and adaptation are not static. They are dynamic and require a continuous commitment to self-examination and personal improvement. Life is constantly changing, and our ability to adapt gracefully to these changes determines, to a large extent, our internal peace and external happiness. The Stoics teach us to observe life objectively, to recognize and accept its ups and downs without allowing ourselves to be dominated by ephemeral or distorted emotions. Finally, by adopting these teachings, we not only improve our own lives, but also positively impact the lives of those around us. By developing greater resilience, happiness, and the ability to let go, we become beacons of stability and strength for our friends, family, and colleagues. This multiplier effect is perhaps one of the most powerful and beneficial aspects of Stoicism, because it transforms not only individuals, but also communities, creating more robust and compassionate societies. Through understanding and accepting the realities of life, we strengthen our ability to face the unexpected, overcome challenges, and ultimately find a sense of contentment and purpose that goes beyond external circumstances. Number 6. Actions and consequences. At the heart of Stoicism lies a deep respect for the importance of actions and an understanding of their consequences. This philosophy holds that it is not our wishes or hopes that bring about real change, but our decisions and the hard work we put behind them. Every action we take is a stone in the building of our life, and each stone must be laid with intention and care. The Stoics teach us that we must be meticulous in our actions, considering both the immediate effects and the long-term repercussions. This focus on actions over desires is based on the understanding that the world doesn't conform to our expectations just because we want it to. Instead, we must actively work towards our goals through well-considered and consistent actions. This is a lesson in empowerment because it puts the future in our own hands. Informed decisions and diligent effort allow us to shape our lives according to our highest values and aspirations. In addition, Stoicism emphasizes maturity, which implies taking full responsibility for our actions and their consequences. Maturing, in this sense, means recognizing that we are the architects of our own lives, and that every choice we make contributes to the structure of our future. Taking this responsibility also means avoiding excuses. Instead of looking to external factors or others for the difficulties we face, Stoicism urges us to look inwards and assess how our own actions have contributed to the current situation. This perspective teaches us that responsibility is not a burden, but a source of power. It gives us the control to correct course when things go wrong and to capitalize when they go right. Acknowledging our personal responsibility also frees us from victimization, allowing us to continue growing and learning without being stuck in a past that we can't change. Stoicism also teaches us that every action has an echo. If we act with integrity and diligence, these values will be reflected in the results we achieve. On the other hand, if our actions are careless or dishonest, we will also see these qualities manifest in our lives in ways that we may not anticipate or desire. This knowledge acts as a compass, guiding us towards actions that not only seek external fulfillment, but also cultivate our inner growth and well-being. Number 7. Wisdom through experience. In the Stoic journey towards wisdom, life experiences play a crucial role. It is not only through study or contemplation that wisdom is gained, but through active participation and confrontation with a variety of situations. Each experience, whether positive or negative, acts as a teacher in the vast school of life, offering valuable lessons that help us develop better judgment. Stoicism teaches us that wisdom is acquired not by avoiding challenges, but by facing them directly. As we navigate complicated or difficult situations, we learn to discern which tactics work best, what our limits are, and how we can exceed our own expectations. This understanding deepens our judgment and equips us with more robust tools for dealing with future adversity. Each challenging experience we face also serves as a mirror that reflects our inner strength. We are often unaware of our own resilience until we are put to the test by life's circumstances. These challenges can come in many forms: a personal loss, a professional failure, or even a mistake we've made. However, it is through these moments that Stoic philosophy finds its greatest application. It teaches us to keep our composure, to seek learning from every obstacle, and to come out of each trial a little stronger and wiser. The wisdom acquired through experience also includes recognizing that every event in our lives brings something of value. This requires a conscious reflection on our experiences, identifying not only the mistakes, but also the successes. By reviewing our steps, we can clearly see how certain actions led to specific results and how our emotional and rational responses influenced the course of events. This introspection allows us to adjust our behaviors and decisions for the future, thus strengthening our ability to deal with whatever comes our way. What's more, this accumulated wisdom becomes an invaluable resource for teaching and guiding others. Those who have faced numerous trials and reflected on these experiences have much to offer those who are still in the early stages of their own Stoic journey. The transmission of wisdom from one generation to the next is a fundamental aspect of the historical legacy, providing a map that others can follow to avoid common pitfalls and take advantage of strategies that have proved effective. At the same time, the process of acquiring wisdom is never-ending. Life always presents us with new challenges and unexpected situations. Therefore, the Stoic attitude towards learning is one of humility and continuous openness. Recognizing that there is always more to learn keeps us mentally flexible and emotionally prepared for anything that may arise. This openness also fosters a sense of curiosity and exploration, which can lead us to seek out new experiences that further expand our understanding and skills. Ultimately, Stoic wisdom about experience is an invitation to embrace life in all its complexity. It encourages us to see every situation, every encounter, and every mistake as an opportunity to learn and grow. In doing so, we not only benefit ourselves, but also enrich the lives of those around us by sharing the lessons and supporting others in their own development. This creates a community of learning and growth that transcends individual experiences, strengthening social bonds and fostering a deeper sense of shared purpose among all who follow this noble philosophical path. Number 8. Personal integrity and values. In the practice of Stoicism, maintaining personal integrity and core values is essential not only for our self-esteem and self-respect, but also for our interaction with the world. Personal integrity acts as a moral guide, guiding us through complex decisions and difficult situations. Honesty, in particular, is valued as a pillar of this integrity. Being honest, not only with others, but crucially with ourselves, is one of the greatest challenges and, at the same time, one of the most important. Honesty implies more than simply not lying. It means being genuine in our actions and words, being aligned with our deepest values, and acting with sincerity in all circumstances. Although this can be a difficult practice, especially when we face social or personal pressures to conform or please, honesty offers us a solid foundation on which we can build relationships of trust and mutual respect. This value helps us to avoid duplicity and manipulation, creating a life that is not only less complicated, but also more satisfying. Protecting our thoughts and words is equally important for maintaining personal integrity. Our thoughts are the source of our actions, and our words are their expression. Controlling what we think and how we communicate is crucial to living according to our principles. This doesn't mean suppressing or censoring our thoughts, but being aware of them and choosing to express them in ways that are consistent with our values. For the Stoics, the essence of integrity lies not in perfection, but in coherence between what one believes, says, and does. Personal integrity also manifests itself in the ability to stand firm on our principles, even when it might be easier to give in. In the modern world, where compromises are often valued above ethical absolutes, standing up for what you consider to be right requires courage and fortitude. This stance not only affects us internally, but also has a significant impact on those around us, serving as a model of ethical and consistent conduct. In addition, Stoicism teaches us that integrity is not demonstrated in great acts or decisions, but in daily, small choices. Every decision is an opportunity to reaffirm or weaken our integrity. This daily and constant focus is what really defines our character and shapes our identity over time. Repeating honest acts and consciously guarding our thoughts and words trains us to be better, more ethical, and more in line with our true nature. Practicing integrity and honesty also implies accepting the consequences of our actions. Recognizing and taking responsibility for the results of our decisions is an essential component of a life lived with integrity. This responsibility not only demonstrates our commitment to honesty, but also strengthens our ability to positively influence our surroundings. Finally, integrity and honesty offer us an inner peace that cannot be achieved in any other way. Knowing that we are living in truth with ourselves and with others allows us to face life with a clarity and tranquility that duplicity and dishonesty simply cannot provide. Ultimately, personal integrity is not just a Stoic ideal, it is a fundamental requirement for a full and meaningful life. By cultivating and protecting our deepest values, we not only improve our own lives, but also contribute to a more ethical and authentic world. Number 9. Emotional balance. Emotional balance is an essential component of a full and balanced life and becomes an especially powerful tool when facing adversity. The ability to remain emotionally centered not only improves our mental and physical health, but also profoundly affects our interaction with the world and with others. Effective management of our emotions is crucial to our personal well-being, allowing us to navigate life's ups and downs with greater ease and less stress. Maintaining an emotional balance requires a deep understanding of our own emotions. Recognizing and accepting these emotions is the first step. This doesn't mean that emotions should control our actions, but that we should be aware of them and understand their origin. By doing this, we are able to process our feelings more effectively and prevent them from negatively influencing our decisions. This ability to identify and accept our emotions without allowing them to control our actions is a sign of emotional maturity and a cornerstone of Stoicism. Once we are able to understand our emotions, we can learn to respond to situations instead of reacting impulsively to them. Reaction is often instinctive and unreflective, based on raw emotions that may not represent the best of our judgment. In contrast, responding implies a pause, an assessment of the situation, and a conscious decision about how to act in a way that is in line with our values and long-term goals. This approach not only reduces conflicts and misunderstandings in our interactions, but also improves our self-esteem and confidence in our ability to handle challenges. The practice of emotional balance also affects our relationships. By managing our emotions effectively, we can present a calmer and more controlled presence, which is crucial for building and maintaining healthy and satisfying relationships. When we are not at the mercy of our emotions, we can communicate more clearly and effectively, understand others better, and be more empathetic. This, in turn, can reduce conflict and increase harmony in our interactions. To cultivate this emotional balance, it is useful to adopt practices such as meditation, daily reflection, and writing in a journal, which can help calm the mind and offer a more objective perspective on our emotions. These practices not only foster greater self-knowledge, but also allow us to disconnect from the intensity of our instant emotional reactions. Finally, developing emotional balance is an ongoing process that requires dedication and practice. It is not something that can be achieved overnight, but through a constant and conscious effort to understand and manage our emotions. However, the benefits of this effort are immense, leading to a fuller, more peaceful, and more centered life. By focusing on emotional balance, we not only improve our own lives, but also contribute positively to the lives of those around us, creating a more compassionate and understanding environment for everyone. Number 10. The importance of self-knowledge. Self-knowledge is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy and an essential component of living a full and conscious life. This deep understanding of oneself influences every aspect of our existence, from how we interact with others to how we face challenges and make decisions. Understanding our own motivations and behaviors is the first step on this journey towards self-knowledge. By examining what really drives us, we can begin to see more clearly why we act in certain ways in different situations. This not only helps us to better manage our emotional responses, but also provides us with a basis for making decisions that are more in line with our true desires and goals. Self-knowledge allows us to identify and understand our recurring emotions, thoughts, and behaviors. This understanding helps us discern whether our reactions are the product of habitual patterns that may not serve us well, allowing us to make conscious adjustments to our lives. For example, if we recognize that we tend to react angrily in the face of stress, we can look for specific strategies to better manage that stress or emotion. Similarly, by knowing our own motivations, we can align our actions more closely with our core values, which leads to greater coherence and satisfaction in our lives. In addition, self-knowledge includes recognizing our own limitations and strengths. Knowing our limitations is not an admission of failure, but an act of honesty that allows us to face reality without illusions. This recognition helps us to set realistic expectations for ourselves and others, and can be a source of humility and learning. On the other hand, understanding our strengths gives us the opportunity to make the most of them, positioning ourselves to achieve our goals more effectively and contribute more meaningfully to our communities. The process of developing self-knowledge also fosters greater personal growth. By being more in touch with our inner thoughts and emotions, we can navigate life more consciously, choosing paths that reflect who we are and what we truly value. This alignment between our inner values and our outer actions is essential for living an authentic and satisfying life. Furthermore, by being aware of our own areas of strength and those in which we need to improve, we can focus our development efforts more effectively and efficiently. This process of self-exploration and reflection is not always easy and may require us to face uncomfortable truths about ourselves. However, the reward of such an effort is greater clarity and a sense of liberation as we rid ourselves of self-delusions and deceptions. Through the continuous practice of self-assessment and reflection, we cultivate a deeper and more nuanced understanding of our identities, which allows us to live with greater integrity and inner peace. Self-knowledge also improves our relationships with others. By understanding our own behaviors and reactions, we are better equipped to communicate effectively and comprehensively. This not only reduces misunderstandings and conflicts, but also strengthens our connections with others, creating deeper and more meaningful relationships. In short, self-knowledge is fundamental to any quest for personal growth and is a key component in the pursuit of a life lived with purpose and meaning. By dedicating ourselves to understanding who we are, we equip ourselves with the most powerful tool to shape our lives in the way we choose, guided by a deep sense of self-awareness and authenticity. This path towards self-knowledge is essential for achieving the inner peace and fulfillment we all desire. We put behind them every action we take. It is a stone in the building of our life, and each stone must be laid with intention and care. The Stoics teach us that we must be meticulous in our actions, considering both the immediate effects and the long-term repercussions. This focus on actions over desires is based on the realization that the world doesn't conform to our expectations just because we want it to. Instead, we must actively work towards our goals through well-considered and consistent actions. This is an empowering lesson because it puts the future in our own hands. Informed decisions and diligent effort allow us to shape our lives according to our highest values and aspirations. In addition, Stoicism emphasizes maturity, which implies taking full responsibility for our actions and their consequences. Maturing in this sense means recognizing that we are the architects of our own lives and that every choice we make contributes to the structure of our future. Taking this responsibility also means avoiding excuses. Instead of looking to external factors or others for the difficulties we face, Stoicism urges us to look inwards and assess how our own actions have contributed to the current situation. This perspective teaches us that responsibility is not a burden, but a source of power. It gives us the control to correct course when things go wrong and to capitalize when they go right. Acknowledging our personal responsibility also frees us from victimization, allowing us to continue growing and learning without being stuck in a past that we can't change. Stoicism also teaches us that every action has an echo. If we act with integrity and diligence, these values will be reflected in the results we achieve. On the other hand, if our actions are careless or dishonest, we will also see these qualities manifest in our lives in ways that we may not anticipate or desire. This knowledge acts as a compass, guiding us towards actions that not only seek external fulfillment, but also cultivate our inner growth and well-being. Number 7. Wisdom through experience. In the Stoic journey towards wisdom, life experiences play a crucial role. It is not only through study or contemplation that wisdom is gained, but through active participation and confrontation with a variety of situations. Each experience, whether positive or negative, acts as a teacher in the vast school of life, offering valuable lessons that help us develop better judgment. Stoicism teaches us that wisdom is acquired not by avoiding challenges, but by facing them directly. As we navigate complicated or difficult situations, we learn to discern which tactics work best, what our limits are, and how we can exceed our own expectations. This understanding deepens our judgment and equips us with more robust tools for dealing with future adversity. Each challenging experience we face also serves as a mirror that reflects our inner strength. We are often unaware of our own resilience until we are put to the test by life's circumstances. These challenges can come in many forms: a personal loss, a professional failure, or even a mistake we've made. However, it is through these moments that Stoic philosophy finds its greatest application. It teaches us to maintain our composure, to seek learning from every obstacle, and to come out of each trial a little stronger and wiser. The wisdom acquired through experience also includes recognizing that every event in our lives brings something of value. This requires a conscious reflection on our experiences, identifying not only the mistakes, but also the successes. By reviewing our steps, we can clearly see how certain actions led to specific results and how our emotional and rational responses influenced the course of events. This introspection allows us to adjust our behaviors and decisions for the future, thus strengthening our ability to deal with whatever comes our way. What's more, this accumulated wisdom becomes an invaluable resource for teaching and guiding others. Those who have faced numerous trials and reflected on these experiences have much to offer those who are still in the early stages of their own Stoic journey. The transmission of wisdom from one generation to the next is a fundamental aspect of the Stoic legacy, providing a map that others can follow to avoid common pitfalls and take advantage of strategies that have proved effective. At the same time, the process of acquiring wisdom is never-ending. Life always presents us with new challenges and unexpected situations. Therefore, the Stoic attitude towards learning is one of humility and continuous openness. Recognizing that there is always more to learn keeps us mentally flexible and emotionally prepared for anything that may arise. This openness also fosters a sense of curiosity and exploration, which can lead us to seek out new experiences that further expand our understanding and skills. Ultimately, Stoic wisdom about experience is an invitation to embrace life in all its complexity. It encourages us to see every situation, every encounter, and every mistake as an opportunity to learn and grow. In doing so, we not only benefit ourselves, but also enrich the lives of those around us by sharing the lessons and supporting others in their own development. This creates a community of learning and growth that transcends individual experiences, strengthening social bonds and fostering a deeper sense of shared purpose among all who follow this noble philosophical path. Number 8. Personal integrity and values. In the practice of Stoicism, maintaining personal integrity and core values is essential not only for our self-esteem and self-respect, but also for our interaction with the world. Personal integrity acts as a moral guide, guiding us through complex decisions and difficult situations. Honesty, in particular, is valued as a pillar of this integrity. Being honest, not just with others, but crucially with ourselves, is one of the biggest challenges and, at the same time, one of the most important. Honesty implies more than simply not lying. It means being genuine in our actions and words, being aligned with our deepest values, and acting with sincerity in all circumstances. Although this can be a difficult practice, especially when we face social or personal pressures to conform or please, honesty offers us a solid foundation on which we can build relationships of trust and mutual respect. This value helps us to avoid duplicity and manipulation, leading to a life that is not only less complicated, but also more satisfying. Protecting our thoughts and words is equally important for maintaining personal integrity. Our thoughts are the source of our actions, and our words are their expression. Controlling what we think and how we communicate is crucial to living according to our principles. This doesn't mean suppressing or censoring our thoughts, but being aware of them and choosing to express them in ways that are consistent with our values. For the Stoics, the essence of integrity lies not in perfection, but in coherence between what one believes, says, and does. Personal integrity also manifests itself in the ability to stand firm on our principles, even when it might be easier to give in. In the modern world, where compromises are often valued above ethical absolutes, standing up for what you consider to be right requires courage and fortitude. This stance not only affects us internally, but also has a significant impact on those around us, serving as a model of ethical and consistent conduct. In addition, Stoicism teaches us that integrity is not demonstrated in great acts or decisions, but in daily, small choices. Every decision is an opportunity to reaffirm or weaken our integrity. This constant daily focus is what really defines our character and shapes our identity over time. Repeating honest acts and consciously guarding our thoughts and words trains us to be better, more ethical, and more in line with our true nature. Practicing integrity and honesty also implies accepting the consequences of our actions. Recognizing and taking responsibility for the results of our decisions is an essential component of a life lived with integrity. This responsibility not only demonstrates our commitment to honesty, but also strengthens our ability to positively influence our surroundings. Finally, integrity and honesty offer us an inner peace that cannot be achieved in any other way. Knowing that we are living in truth with ourselves and with others allows us to face life with a clarity and tranquility that duplicity and dishonesty simply cannot provide. Ultimately, personal integrity is not just a Stoic ideal, it is a fundamental requirement for a full and meaningful life. By cultivating and protecting our deepest values, we not only improve our own lives, but also contribute to a more ethical and authentic world. Number 9. Emotional balance. Emotional balance is an essential component of a full and balanced life and becomes an especially powerful tool when facing adversity. The ability to remain emotionally centered not only improves our mental and physical health, but also profoundly affects our interaction with the world and with others. Effective management of our emotions is crucial to our personal well-being, allowing us to navigate life's ups and downs with greater ease and less stress. Maintaining an emotional balance requires a deep understanding of our own emotions. Recognizing and accepting these emotions is the first step. This doesn't mean that emotions should control our actions, but that we should be aware of them and understand their origin. By doing this, we are able to process our feelings more effectively and prevent them from negatively influencing our decisions. This ability to identify and accept our emotions without allowing them to control our actions is a sign of emotional maturity and a cornerstone of Stoicism. Once we are able to understand our emotions, we can learn to respond to situations rather than reacting impulsively to them. Reaction is often instinctive and unreflective, based on raw emotions that may not represent the best of our judgment. In contrast, responding implies a pause, an assessment of the situation, and a conscious decision about how to act in a way that is in line with our values and long-term goals. This approach not only reduces conflicts and misunderstandings in our interactions, but also improves our self-esteem and confidence in our ability to handle challenges. The practice of emotional balance also affects our relationships. By managing our emotions effectively, we can present a calmer and more controlled presence, which is crucial for building and maintaining healthy and satisfying relationships. When we are not at the mercy of our emotions, we can communicate more clearly and effectively, understand others better, and be more empathetic. This, in turn, can reduce conflict and increase harmony in our interactions. To cultivate this emotional balance, it is useful to adopt practices such as meditation, daily reflection, and writing in a journal, which can help calm the mind and offer a more objective perspective on our emotions. These practices not only foster greater self-knowledge, but also allow us to disconnect from the intensity of our instant emotional reactions. Finally, developing emotional balance is an ongoing process that requires dedication and practice. It is not something that can be achieved overnight, but through a constant and conscious effort to understand and manage our emotions. However, the benefits of this effort are immense, leading to a fuller, more peaceful, and more centered life. By focusing on emotional balance, we not only improve our own lives, but also contribute positively to the lives of those around us, creating a more compassionate and understanding environment for everyone. Number 10. The importance of self-knowledge. Self-knowledge is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy and an essential component of living a full and conscious life. This deep understanding of oneself influences every aspect of our existence, from how we interact with others to how we face challenges and make decisions. Understanding our own motivations and behaviors is the first step on this journey towards self-knowledge. By examining what really drives us, we can begin to see more clearly why we act in certain ways in different situations. This not only helps us to better manage our emotional responses, but also provides us with a basis for making decisions that are more in line with our true desires and goals. Self-knowledge allows us to identify and understand our recurring emotions, thoughts, and behaviors. This understanding helps us discern whether our reactions are the product of habitual patterns that may not serve us well, allowing us to make conscious adjustments to our lives. For example, if we recognize that we tend to react angrily in the face of stress, we can look for specific strategies to better manage that stress or emotion. Similarly, by knowing our own motivations, we can align our actions more closely with our core values, which leads to greater coherence and satisfaction in our lives. In addition, self-knowledge includes recognizing our own limitations and strengths. Knowing our limitations is not an admission of failure, but an act of honesty that allows us to face reality without illusions. This recognition helps us to set realistic expectations for ourselves and others, and can be a source of humility and learning. On the other hand, understanding our strengths gives us the opportunity to make the most of them, positioning ourselves to achieve our goals more effectively and contribute more meaningfully to our communities. The process of developing self-knowledge also fosters greater personal growth. By being more in touch with our inner thoughts and emotions, we can navigate life more consciously, choosing paths that reflect who we are and what we truly value. This alignment between our inner values and our outer actions is essential for living an authentic and satisfying life. Furthermore, by being aware of our own areas of strength and those in which we need to improve, we can focus our development efforts more effectively and efficiently. This process of self-exploration and reflection is not always easy and may require us to face uncomfortable truths about ourselves. However, the reward of such an effort is greater clarity and a sense of liberation as we rid ourselves of self-delusions and deceptions. Through the continuous practice of self-assessment and reflection, we cultivate a deeper and more nuanced understanding of our identities, which allows us to live with greater integrity and inner peace. Self-knowledge also improves our relationships with others. By understanding our own behaviors and reactions, we are better equipped to communicate effectively and comprehensively. This not only reduces misunderstandings and conflicts, but also strengthens our connections with others, creating deeper and more meaningful relationships. In short, self-knowledge is fundamental to any quest for personal growth and is a key component in the pursuit of a life lived with purpose and meaning. By dedicating ourselves to understanding who we are, we equip ourselves with the most powerful tool to shape our lives in the way we choose, guided by a deep sense of self-awareness and authenticity. This path towards self-knowledge is essential for achieving the inner peace and fulfillment that everyone desires. Number 11. Discipline and constancy. Discipline and constancy are fundamental in Stoic philosophy and are considered essential pillars for success in any area of life. These principles not only apply in the context of external achievements, such as a professional career or academic achievements, but also in personal improvement and character development. Daily discipline and a commitment to consistency in our actions are the foundation on which long-term success is built. This systematic and methodical approach ensures that we are able to move towards our goals step by step, ensuring that each day contributes significantly to our ultimate goals. What's more, consistency of effort often outweighs talent that manifests itself sporadically. In the real world, it's not always the most talented people who achieve success, but those who persevere, maintaining a sustained effort over time. This idea underscores the importance of tenacity. Talent, without the discipline to cultivate and apply it consistently, rarely results in significant achievements. Staying motivated, despite challenges and monotony, is another crucial aspect of discipline and constancy. Anyone can stay motivated when things are new and exciting, or when progress is rapid and visible. However, the real challenge is to stay focused and energized even when the path becomes tedious or the obstacles seem insurmountable. Discipline also implies structure and routine, which, although they may seem restrictive, actually free up energy and time by reducing the amount of decisions we need to make on a daily basis. By establishing routines, we can automate beneficial behaviors that bring us closer to our goals, minimizing procrastination and dispersion of effort. Furthermore, the application of discipline and constancy not only improves our ability to achieve external goals, but also strengthens our character. Through the constant practice of self-discipline, we develop qualities such as patience, tenacity, and resilience. In the context of Stoic teachings, discipline and constancy are not simply about achieving external success, but about cultivating an inner strength that allows us to live in a more deliberate and virtuous way. Through the daily practice of these principles, we not only advance towards our goals, but also improve our ability to live according to our highest principles, facing life with a serenity and purpose that only true discipline can provide. In conclusion, discipline and constancy are much more than tools for success. They are fundamental to a life lived with purpose and to the development of a character that can withstand the tests of time and the vicissitudes of life. By integrating these principles into our daily lives, we not only improve our prospects of fulfillment, but we also cultivate a depth and richness in our life experience that is truly Stoic. Number 12. Resilience in the face of change. Resilience is an essential ability to adapt and thrive in the midst of the constant changes that characterize our existence. This trait not only allows for greater flexibility in life, but also helps to deal with inevitable adversity with less emotional impact. Within the Stoic framework, resilience is not simply resisting or surviving change, but the ability to transform and use each experience as a stepping stone to personal growth. One of the most powerful aspects of resilience is the ability to see change as an opportunity for growth and learning. Rather than resisting change or fearing the unknown, resilience implies a recognition that every change brings with it the possibility of new discoveries and experiences that can enrich our lives. When we adopt this perspective, we become more open and receptive to different ideas and experiences, which allows us to make the most of new or unexpected situations. This active approach to change fosters a curiosity that is fundamental to continuous learning and self-improvement. Developing flexibility to adjust to new circumstances is another crucial element of resilience. Flexibility is the ability to adapt our strategies, plans, and sometimes even our goals in response to changing environmental conditions. This adaptability requires a high degree of self-awareness and the ability to make pragmatic adjustments without compromising our core values. In practice, being flexible means being willing to re-evaluate situations, identify what is most important, and make the necessary changes to keep moving forward towards our goals. This skill is not only valuable in personal and professional situations, but is also essential in interpersonal relationships, where continuous adjustment to the needs and desires of others plays a crucial role in creating and maintaining healthy bonds. In addition, resilience allows us to overcome adversity with the least emotional impact. When we are resilient, we don't feel so easily overwhelmed by negative emotions in the face of setbacks or changes. Instead of falling into despair or discouragement, resilience gives us the strength to face difficulties with serenity and determination. This emotional stability is vital for maintaining the clarity of thought and concentration needed to solve problems and make effective decisions under pressure. In addition, the ability to manage our emotions effectively during difficult times protects our mental and physical health, allowing us to recover more quickly from stressful experiences. The constant practice of resilience also cultivates a patience and perseverance that are essential to any meaningful process of change. Recognizing that desired results often require time and sustained effort, resilient people are able to maintain a long-term commitment to their goals, even when progress seems slow or obstacles arise. This persistence, supported by a resilient attitude, is what ultimately leads to the achievement of significant and lasting results. Ultimately, resilience is a skill that can and should be cultivated. By practicing acceptance, fostering flexibility, and developing a positive outlook in the face of change, we can strengthen our ability to adapt and grow. Life is full of unexpected changes and challenges, but with resilience, these moments can be turned into opportunities to evolve and strengthen our character. This skill not only improves our ability to navigate life, but also enriches our life experience, allowing us to live fully, regardless of external circumstances. Are you ready to have it all? I'm not just talking about material wealth, but about a full, meaningful, purposeful, and satisfying life. In this video, I'm going to reveal 5 powerful tools, 5 keys that, if you apply them in your daily life, will help you reach a new level of well-being, build stronger relationships, and materialize your dreams. These tools are not a magic secret, but essential principles that, when put into practice, will allow you to become the architect of your own life. You will learn to know yourself deeply, connect with others genuinely and effectively, overcome any obstacle with determination, adapt to change with wisdom, and establish healthy boundaries to protect your energy and build authentic relationships. Get ready for a journey of personal growth, a journey that will lead you to discover your full potential and build the life you've always wanted. Let's get started. Self-awareness. Knowing yourself, your strengths and weaknesses, is essential for personal growth and success. Self-awareness is that lighthouse in the storm of life, knowing yourself with the depth of an old sea dog who knows the ocean currents. It is the compass that guides us to personal fulfillment and success in our voyages. Socrates, in ancient Greece, already warned us, "Know thyself." This maxim, engraved in the Temple of Apollo at Delphi, still resonates strongly today. This is not merely an intellectual exercise, but a deep introspection, a journey to the core of our being to discover the strengths that drive us and the weaknesses that hold us back. It is an ongoing process, an honest dialogue with our own soul. Let us imagine for a moment a ship adrift, without rudder or captain, at the mercy of the waves, aimlessly, destined to crash against the rocks. That is the image of a life without self-knowledge, without an inner map, without the ability to identify our emotions, our values, and our motivations. We navigate through life blindly, exposed to external manipulation and internal shaking. In contrast, self-awareness makes us captains of our own destiny. It allows us to take the helm, adjust the sails, and sail with determination toward our goals. Knowing our strengths is fundamental. They are the winds that propel us, the tools that allow us to overcome obstacles and reach our goals. Identifying them, cultivating them, and putting them into practice is essential to building a fulfilling life. But self-awareness is not limited to recognizing the positive. It also involves looking squarely at our weaknesses, those chinks in our armor that make us vulnerable. Denying or ignoring them is like sailing with a hole in the hull. Sooner or later, the boat will sink. Recognizing our weaknesses without judging them harshly allows us to seek solutions, develop strategies to overcome them, and turn them into opportunities for growth. This process of self-knowledge is not a simple task. It requires courage to look inward, honesty to accept what we find, and commitment to work on ourselves. It is a path that is traveled step by step, with patience and perseverance. History offers us inspiring examples of individuals who have achieved greatness thanks to their deep self-awareness. Leonardo da Vinci, a multifaceted genius, not only excelled in art, but also in science, engineering, and anatomy. His insatiable curiosity and powers of observation, combined with iron discipline, led him to explore the limits of human knowledge. Da Vinci understood his own strengths and used them to the fullest to leave an indelible legacy in history. In the realm of leadership, Nelson Mandela is a paradigmatic example of self-knowledge. After spending 27 years in prison for fighting apartheid in South Africa, Mandela emerged as a reconciling leader, able to forgive his oppressors and lead his country into a new era of democracy. His deep self-awareness, his ability to control his emotions, and his long-term vision were key to achieving the social transformation he longed for. Self-awareness is not a gift reserved for a select few. It is a skill that can be cultivated and developed throughout life. There are tools and techniques that help us in this process, such as meditation, reflective writing, feedback from trusted people, and analysis of our own experiences. Meditation, for example, allows us to quiet our minds, observe our thoughts and emotions without judgment, and connect with our inner wisdom. Reflective writing helps us to put our thoughts in order, identify patterns of behavior, and better understand our motivations. Seeking feedback from trusted people, whether friends, family, mentors, or therapists, provides us with an outside perspective that can enrich our self-knowledge. These people can see aspects of ourselves that go unnoticed to our own eyes. Analyzing our own experiences, both successes and failures, provides us with valuable lessons. Asking ourselves what we did well, what we could have done better, what we learned from the situation, helps us grow and avoid making the same mistakes in the future. Self-awareness is a fascinating journey, a process of continuous discovery that takes us to the essence of our being. It is the basis for building an authentic life, full of meaning and purpose. It allows us to live with greater awareness, make better decisions, build healthier relationships, and reach our full potential. At the end of the road, self-awareness brings us to a place of acceptance and inner peace, allows us to embrace our own humanity with our lights and shadows, and to live with greater freedom and fulfillment. The ability to communicate effectively. Understanding how to convey your ideas and listen to others is critical in all aspects of life. Effective communication is a bridge that connects souls, a beacon that illuminates mutual understanding, a powerful tool that sculpts relationships, propels careers, and transforms lives. Mastering the art of conveying ideas with clarity and precision while cultivating attentive and empathetic listening is essential in every facet of human existence. Imagine a world where words are lost in the void, where messages are distorted and intentions are misinterpreted, a world where communication becomes an insurmountable barrier, preventing collaboration, generating conflict, and sowing the seeds of discord. Fortunately, reality offers us a different path, the path of effective communication, a path that is built with constant practice, mindfulness, and a genuine desire to connect with others. Communicating effectively is not only about speaking eloquently, but also about listening carefully, interpreting non-verbal language, understanding the emotions behind the words. It is a two-way process, a dynamic exchange where empathy and mutual respect are fundamental pillars. In the professional sphere, effective communication is a determining factor for success. A leader who knows how to communicate his vision with clarity and passion inspires his team, fosters collaboration, and achieves extraordinary goals. A skilled negotiator uses strategic communication to build consensus, resolve conflicts, and reach win-win agreements. In personal relationships, effective communication is the glue that binds hearts, the bridge that bridges distances, and the balm that heals wounds. A couple that communicates openly and honestly builds a strong relationship based on trust, respect, and intimacy. Friends who listen attentively to each other, offer mutual support, and express themselves with sincerity forge unbreakable bonds that stand the test of time. History provides us with memorable examples of individuals who have used effective communication as a tool for social transformation. Martin Luther King Jr., with his powerful rhetoric and message of peace and equality, mobilized millions of people in the fight against racial segregation in the United States. Malala Yousafzai, despite threats and violence, has become a tireless voice in defending the right to education for girls around the world. But effective communication is not limited to grand stages and world leaders. It is an essential skill for everyday life, for interacting with our neighbors, for resolving conflicts at home, for expressing our needs, and for understanding those of others. In an increasingly interconnected world, where technology bombards us with constant information, it is crucial to develop the ability to filter out the noise and focus on authentic and meaningful communication. So how can we cultivate the skill of effective communication? There are a number of tools and techniques that can guide us along this path. Active listening is fundamental. It is about paying full attention to the speaker's message, not only to the words, but also to the body language, tone of voice, and emotions conveyed. It is important not to interrupt, judge, or offer premature solutions. Empathy is another fundamental pillar. Putting ourselves in the other person's shoes, trying to understand their point of view, emotions, and motivations, allows us to build bridges of understanding and strengthen the human connection. Assertiveness allows us to express our needs and opinions with clarity and respect, without aggressiveness or passivity. It involves standing up for our rights, setting healthy boundaries, and communicating our ideas directly and honestly. Non-verbal language plays a crucial role in communication. Our gestures, posture, eye contact, and facial expression convey powerful messages that can reinforce or contradict our words. Being aware of our own body language and knowing how to interpret it in others helps us communicate more effectively. Constant practice is essential to mastering the art of effective communication. Seeking opportunities to interact with people from different backgrounds, cultures, and perspectives helps us develop our communicative flexibility and broaden our understanding of the world. Ultimately, effective communication is an invaluable skill that allows us to build bridges of understanding, resolve conflicts, inspire others, and create a more humane and connected world. It is a journey of continuous learning, a constant search for excellence in the art of connecting souls through the power of words. The value of perseverance. Understanding that success often comes after numerous failures will help you stay on track, even when the going gets tough. Perseverance is that unwavering flame that burns in the heart of the achiever, that inner strength that drives us to get up again and again, even when the path becomes dark and steep. Understanding that success is not a paved road, but a journey full of challenges, where failures are inevitable, is the compass that guides us towards the realization of our dreams. Human history is a testament to perseverance. Great inventors, artists, entrepreneurs, and leaders have faced obstacles and setbacks, but their unwavering determination has led them to leave an indelible mark on the world. Thomas Edison, the genius behind the electric light bulb, did not give up in the face of thousands of failed attempts. It is said that he experimented with more than 10,000 materials before finding the right filament. When asked about his failures, Edison replied, "I haven't failed. I've found 10,000 ways that don't work." His perseverance not only allowed him to enlighten the world, but also transformed the lives of millions of people. In the realm of music, composer Ludwig van Beethoven offers us an inspiring example of self-improvement. Despite gradually losing his hearing, Beethoven continued to create masterpieces that touched the human soul. His perseverance made him a symbol of the strength of the human spirit. Perseverance is not limited to great deeds and historical figures. It is an essential virtue for everyday life, for achieving our personal goals, for overcoming challenges at work, in relationships, and in our own personal growth. Let's imagine for a moment a mountaineer trying to climb an imposing mountain. The summit seems unreachable, the path is full of obstacles, and the cold wind blows hard. Many climbers abandon the climb in the face of adversity, but those who persevere, who hold on to their goal with determination, who learn from each false step, and who get up stronger after each fall, are the ones who finally reach the summit and enjoy the satisfaction of victory. Perseverance is not about being stubborn or denying reality. It is the ability to adapt to changing circumstances, to learn from our mistakes, and to find new solutions when the old ones don't work. It is the will to keep moving forward, even when the road becomes difficult, trusting in our ability to overcome and in the conviction that success is possible. Cultivating perseverance requires patience, discipline, and a positive mindset. It is important to set realistic goals, break them down into small steps, and celebrate each achievement. Surrounding ourselves with people who support us, who believe in us, and who inspire us with their own example of perseverance is a fundamental factor in maintaining motivation in times of doubt and discouragement. Let us remember the words of Winston Churchill. Success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Perseverance is a conscious choice, a decision we make every day, every hour, every minute. It is the strength that allows us to turn dreams into reality, overcome adversity, and leave a positive mark on the world. Perseverance is not an easy path, but it is a path that leads us to greatness, to the realization of our potential, and to the satisfaction of having overcome obstacles with courage and determination. It is a legacy we leave to future generations, a message of hope and confidence in the human capacity to overcome any challenge. Flexibility to adapt. The ability to adapt to unexpected changes and situations is crucial to navigate a life effectively. Flexibility is that bamboo that bends in the wind, but never breaks, that water that adapts to the shape of the container that holds it, that ability to flow with change, to adjust our sails in the unpredictable winds of life. It is essential to successfully navigate the turbulent waters of existence. We live in a world of constant change, where uncertainty lurks around every corner and surprises, pleasant or challenging, present themselves without warning. In this dynamic scenario, rigidity becomes a ballast that anchors us to the past, while flexibility becomes the compass that guides us into the future. Imagine for a moment a sturdy and rigid tree with deep roots and an unyielding trunk. In the face of a strong storm, this tree, unable to bend in the wind, is exposed to the fury of nature and runs the risk of being blown down. In contrast, bamboo, with its inherent flexibility, bends with the force of the wind, absorbs the impact, and stands upright, ready to face new challenges. Flexibility does not imply giving up our principles or values, but rather the ability to adapt to new circumstances, to find creative solutions to obstacles, and to adjust our course when the original path becomes impassable. It is the ability to transform challenges into opportunities for learning and growth. History provides us with memorable examples of individuals who have used flexibility as a tool to overcome adversity and achieve success. Charles Darwin, the father of the theory of evolution, did not cling to his preconceived ideas when scientific evidence challenged him. Instead, he adapted his thinking to new discoveries, revolutionizing our understanding of the natural world. In business, companies that adapt quickly to changing market demands, incorporate new technologies, and adjust their strategies to new trends are the ones that thrive in today's competitive world. Rigidity, on the other hand, can lead to obsolescence and demise. Flexibility is not limited to the professional or scientific realm. It is an essential virtue for everyday life, for navigating the complexities of personal relationships, for meeting the challenges of parenting, and for maintaining emotional balance in the face of life's inevitable fluctuations. In couple relationships, flexibility is essential for resolving conflicts, negotiating differences, and adapting to the changing needs of each partner. Rigidity, on the other hand, can lead to resentment, alienation, and, ultimately, the breakdown of the bond. In parenting, flexibility is essential to adjust to different stages of development, to understand the individual needs of each child, and to adapt our parenting style to the particular circumstances of each family. Rigidity, on the other hand, can lead to frustration, rebellion, and communication difficulties. Cultivating flexibility requires open-mindedness, a willingness to question our own beliefs, and a willingness to step out of our comfort zone. It involves listening carefully to different perspectives, learning from new experiences, and being willing to change course when necessary. The practice of meditation, yoga, or any other discipline that helps us connect with the present moment, quiet the mind, and cultivate mindfulness can be of great help in developing flexibility. These practices teach us to let go of control, accept uncertainty, and flow with change. Flexibility does not mean being fickle or lacking convictions. It is about finding a balance between firmness in our values and adaptability to changing circumstances. It is the wisdom of knowing when to stand firm in our positions and when it is necessary to change our strategy. In short, flexibility is an essential skill for living a full and meaningful life in an ever-changing world. It is the compass that guides us through the storms, the key that opens the doors to the future, and the tool that allows us to build a path of success, learning, and personal growth. The importance of setting boundaries. Knowing how and when to set boundaries is vital to maintaining healthy relationships and your personal well-being. Setting boundaries is that invisible but powerful line that defines our personal space, that protects our physical and emotional integrity, that allows us to build healthy and balanced relationships. It is essential to navigating life with authenticity and well-being. Imagine for a moment a house without doors or windows, a space open to the elements, vulnerable to intrusion, noise, and inclement weather. That house, without the protection of clear boundaries, becomes an unsafe and inhospitable place. Similarly, in our interpersonal relationships, boundaries act as protective walls, guarding our personal space, our needs, our values, and our preferences. They are the basis for building relationships based on mutual respect, trust, and reciprocity. Establishing boundaries is not about building insurmountable walls, but about creating bridges that connect hearts, bridges that allow the exchange of affection, ideas, and experiences, but at the same time respect the individuality and autonomy of each person. In the family setting, boundaries are essential to create an environment of harmony and respect. Parents who set clear limits for their children teach them to understand social norms, develop self-discipline, and build healthy relationships with others. Boundaries in this context are not a sign of authoritarianism, but of love and responsibility, a framework of containment that allows for growth and maturation. In couple relationships, boundaries are crucial to preserve the individuality and freedom of each person, while building a strong and committed bond. Each partner has the right to express his or her own needs, to have his or her own space, and to make decisions that affect his or her life. Boundaries in this context are not a sign of distrust, but of respect and recognition of each other's autonomy. In the workplace, boundaries are essential for mental and emotional health, to avoid burnout, and to maintain a balance between personal and professional life. It is essential to know how to say no to excessive demands, unpaid overtime, and situations that violate our rights or values. Boundaries, in this context, are not a sign of weakness, but of self-care and responsibility for our own health and well-being. Setting boundaries can be a challenging process, especially if we have grown up in environments where boundaries were fuzzy or non-existent. It can generate discomfort, guilt, or fear of the consequences of expressing our needs. However, it is a fundamental step in building authentic and satisfying relationships, living with integrity, and taking care of our emotional health. So how can we cultivate the ability to set boundaries? There are several tools and techniques that can guide us on this path. Self-awareness is the starting point for setting effective boundaries. It is necessary to understand our own needs, values, and preferences. What situations make us uncomfortable? What behaviors do we consider unacceptable? What aspects of our life are non-negotiable? Reflecting on these questions helps us identify the boundaries we need to set. Assertive communication is crucial. Once we have identified our boundaries, it is important to communicate them clearly, directly, and respectfully. Assertiveness involves expressing our needs and opinions without aggressiveness, but also without passivity. It is about defending our rights while respecting the rights of others. Constant practice is essential. Setting boundaries is not a one-time event, but an ongoing process that requires constant attention and adjustment. As we evolve and change, our boundaries may also change. It is important to watch for signs that a boundary needs to be reviewed or adjusted. In times of doubt or conflict, let's remember that setting boundaries is an act of self-love, a way to protect our integrity and build healthier, more balanced relationships. It is an investment in our well-being and in the quality of our interpersonal relationships. The art of simplicity. Understanding that less is more can free you from many complications and improve your focus on what really matters. The art of simplicity is that fresh breeze that clears the mind, that gentle melody that soothes the soul, that philosophy that invites us to strip away the superfluous and focus on the essential. It is a beacon that guides us to a fuller and more meaningful life. We live in a world saturated with information, choices, and material possessions. Consumer society bombards us with messages that encourage us to accumulate, to chase the new and shiny, to fill our lives with objects and experiences that promise happiness, but often leave us with a sense of emptiness and dissatisfaction. In this context, the art of simplicity emerges as an antidote, as a wake-up call, as a path to liberation. It is about understanding that true wealth lies in the quality of our experiences, in the depth of our relationships, in the inner peace that is found by letting go of attachment to the material. Let's imagine for a moment a lush garden filled with vibrantly colored flowers, leafy trees, and exotic plants. At first glance, this garden seems like an earthly paradise, a festival of shapes and colors. However, if we look closely, we can discover that the exuberance of the garden hides a different reality. Plants compete for light and nutrients, flowers wilt quickly, and the excess vegetation creates a suffocating environment. In contrast, a Zen garden, with its minimalist design, open spaces, and careful selection of elements, conveys a sense of peace and harmony. The simplicity of the design allows each element to shine in its own light, allowing natural beauty to reveal itself at its best. Similarly, in our lives, the accumulation of objects, commitments, and information can create a sense of chaos and overwhelm. We become distracted by the superfluous, lose focus on the essential, and feel overwhelmed by the complexity of the world around us. The art of simplicity invites us to pause, take a deep breath, and ask ourselves, what is really important in my life? What are my values? What brings me true happiness? Once we have identified what is essential, we can begin to strip away everything that distracts us, that weighs us down, that prevents us from living fully. Simplifying our home, for example, can generate a sense of peace and freedom. Getting rid of objects we no longer use, tidying up our spaces, and creating a clean and minimalist environment allows us to release energy and focus on what really matters. Simplifying our agenda, eliminating unnecessary commitments, delegating tasks, and establishing clear limits allows us to recover time to dedicate to our passions, our loved ones, and our own well-being. Simplifying our diet by choosing fresh and natural foods, avoiding the consumption of processed products, and cultivating a conscious relationship with food allows us to improve our physical and mental health. Simplifying our relationships by surrounding ourselves with people who bring us positive energy, who support us on our journey, and who share our values allows us to build authentic and lasting bonds. The art of simplicity is not about giving up the pleasures of life, but enjoying them with greater awareness, with greater gratitude, with greater attention to the present moment. It is about savoring every bite of food, appreciating the beauty of a sunset, enjoying the company of our loved ones without distractions, without rushing, without the need to fill the void with external objects or experiences. In short, the art of simplicity is a path to freedom, to inner peace, to a fuller and more meaningful life. It is an invitation to live with greater awareness, to appreciate the beauty of the simple, to find happiness in the little things, and to focus our energy on what really matters. What is life if not a blank canvas waiting to be painted with the lessons we learn along the way? Isn't it the darkest moments that teach us to appreciate the light with greater intensity? On the journey of our existence, all of us, at some point in our lives, go through moments of deep pain and sadness. That's why, in this part, we've set out to put together a series of meticulously chosen lessons and quotes that will help you find the joy in life when you find yourself going through complicated personal situations. Whether you're going through a personal crisis, facing loss, or simply need a boost in your life, these lessons are here to provide you with support, motivation, and hope. I encourage you to explore these principles in your own life, to stand firm on your path, and to always remember that every step forward is a testament to your ability to grow and thrive. It's about recognizing your strengths and identifying areas for improvement without judging yourself. Over time, this practice can transform not only the way you see your days, but also the way you live your life. Number 1. The importance of small pleasures. Life's little pleasures. There's nothing like savoring them, right? Let me tell you how I've learned to appreciate each and every one of these moments because, believe me, once you incorporate them into your life, you'll never look back. It all starts with those quiet moments, those precious moments when you allow yourself to simply be. For me, these moments are usually in the morning when the world is still asleep and all I can hear is the soft murmur of life beginning. Sitting on my balcony with a cup of hot coffee in my hands, I let the tranquility envelop me. It's in these moments that the mind clears and worries fade away, leaving room to simply exist. But life isn't just about being alone, right? It's also about appreciating meaningful human connections. I remember once meeting an old friend in a cafe. We had lost touch for years, but in that brief encounter, we immersed ourselves in a deep conversation which covered everything from our wildest dreams to our deepest questions. It was a reminder that human relationships are like a treasure and that we should nurture them whenever we can. And then there are the favorite foods. Oh, how I could talk about this for hours. There's nothing like the first bite of your favorite food to make you feel truly alive, whether it's an elaborate plate of Italian pasta or a simple homemade pizza. Every bite is an explosion of happiness in my mouth. I remember one time I cooked my favorite dish for my loved ones, and seeing their faces of satisfaction and joy was as rewarding as the taste of the food itself. But it's not just about what's on our plate. It's also about finding beauty in the nature around us. Going for a walk in a nearby park or simply sitting on a bench by a lake can do wonders for the soul. I remember one time I got lost in a nearby wood and found a clearing bathed in sunlight. The leaves crackled under my feet as I stepped into this oasis of tranquility, and at that moment I knew that beauty was everywhere. We just need to take the time to see it. Allowing ourselves to enjoy simple, relaxing activities is essential for a fulfilling life, whether it's reading a good book, listening to soft music, or simply gazing at the stars on a clear night. These little indulgences can nourish our soul in a way that nothing else can. As the philosopher Epictetus once said, happiness and freedom begin with a clear understanding of one principle. Some things are under our control and others are not. Learning to enjoy life's little pleasures is definitely within our control, and it's a choice I make every day. Love yourself. Number 2, love yourself. One of the most powerful lessons I've learned in life is the great value of loving yourself. They are like the wings that allow me to fly above the emotional storms and challenges of life. But how do you cultivate such essential qualities? Let me take you along the path I've traveled. It all starts by recognizing and validating my emotions. I no longer hide behind a mask of apparent fortitude. If I'm sad, I accept it. If I'm angry, I acknowledge it. There are no wrong emotions. They are all valid and deserve to be felt. Once I allowed myself to fully experience my emotions, forgiving myself became a natural step. Forgiving myself for my mistakes was a liberating process. I've made mistakes, so what? I'm not perfect, nor do I claim to be. We all make mistakes. That's part of being human. I realized that holding on to guilt only perpetuated my suffering. So why not forgive myself and let go of this burden? In doing so, I realized that forgiveness is not a gift I give to others, but a gift I give to myself. But self-compassion goes beyond forgiveness. It's about cultivating a deep understanding of myself, recognizing my own struggles and challenges with kindness and empathy. Instead of judging myself for my weaknesses, I choose to be compassionate with myself. I treat myself with the same kindness and consideration that I would show a dear friend who is going through a difficult time. And so I practice self-compassion in my daily life. When I face an obstacle, instead of criticizing myself for not being good enough, I choose to remind myself that I'm doing the best I can in the given circumstances. When I fail, instead of punishing myself, I console myself and encourage myself to keep going. This compassionate approach to myself has transformed the way I experience life. Imperfection and personal growth have become my motto. As Marcus Aurelius said, "Choose not to be hurt, and you will feel no pain. Don't be hurt, and you won't feel hurt." Let everything flow through you like water. Life is a journey of constant growth, and every obstacle is an opportunity to learn and evolve. Instead of resisting my imperfections, I embrace them as part of me. Loving yourself is like the sun that lights the way on dark days. Recognizing and validating my emotions, forgiving myself, cultivating understanding towards myself, practicing self-compassion in daily life, and embracing imperfection are the pillars on which I build my emotional strength and well-being. On this path of self-discovery, I find myself more complete and at peace every day. Discover how to control your emotions and unlock your true potential with our Stoic booklet. Visit testo.com.br or click on the link in the fixed comment to get it now. Number 3. The power of resilience. Who hasn't felt the blow of failure or the pain of rejection? But you know what? Learning from these experiences is what makes us grow, what makes us stronger human beings and capable of facing any challenge that life throws at us. I clearly remember that project in which I had placed all my hopes, invested time, effort, and yes, a little piece of my heart. But what happened? I failed. The result wasn't what I'd hoped for, and the rejection was like a blow to the stomach. However, instead of letting despair consume me, I decided to learn from it. I analyzed every step, every mistake, and understood that failures are nothing more than opportunities disguised as lessons. And a growth mindset is essential on this path to resilience. Instead of stagnating in self-pity, I said to myself, "Okay, that didn't turn out as expected, but what can I learn from it? How can I improve?" Adopting this mindset allowed me to see every obstacle as an opportunity to grow and improve. But resilience goes beyond simply learning from failures. It's also about finding creative solutions to problems. I remember a situation in which I was faced with a seemingly insurmountable dilemma at work. Everyone seemed to be going around in circles without finding a way out. It was then that I decided to think outside the box, seek new perspectives, and explore solutions that no one else had considered. And you know what? It worked. I discovered an ingenious solution that got us out of the quagmire and allowed us to move forward. But even the strongest of individuals need support in difficult times. There's no shame in asking for help, in seeking consolation and encouragement from those around us. I remember how, in one of the lowest moments of my life, I took refuge in the love and unconditional support of my friends and family. Their presence gave me the strength I needed to keep going, to not give up in the face of adversity. And so, with determination and fortitude, I rose again and again from the adversities that life presented me with. As Seneca once said, "Storms make trees take deeper root." Resilience is not about avoiding blows, but about getting up every time you fall, with your head held high and your heart full of determination. Because at the end of the day, it's our scars that remind us that we are capable of overcoming anything that stands in our way of success and happiness. Number 4. Turn difficulties into opportunities. Want to find out how to turn difficulties into opportunities? Allow me to share with you a personal experience full of valuable lessons I learned during difficult times. When adversity hits, don't surrender. Instead, look for that inner strength that will propel you to overcome any obstacle. I remember a period in my life when I faced a seemingly insurmountable situation. I found myself at a professional crossroads, with my career stagnating and no way out. Instead of letting myself be overwhelmed by the uncertainty, I decided to use this moment as a springboard to success. I immersed myself in reflection, exploring my skills, passions, and goals. Through this process, I discovered new opportunities that I had previously ignored. Change became my ally rather than being seen as a threat. Embracing the idea that change can be an opportunity for growth was fundamental to my personal and professional transformation. Instead of resisting change, I began to adapt and evolve with it. This mindset allowed me to develop a resilience that I had never experienced before. I remember a quote by Epictetus that resonated deeply with me at that moment. "Adversity is the whetstone of virtue." This quote became my mantra during my most difficult moments. Instead of allowing circumstances to get me down, I maintained a positive and proactive attitude. Every obstacle I faced became an opportunity to learn and grow. I learned to see setbacks as challenges that pushed me to overcome my limits and reach new heights. Instead of surrendering in the face of adversity, I approached it with determination and perseverance. Now, as I look back, I can see how every difficulty I faced took me one step closer to where I am today. If I hadn't faced those difficult moments with courage and determination, I would never have discovered my true potential. So the next time you find yourself in the middle of a storm, remember that within you lies an unbreakable strength that can turn any difficulty into a golden opportunity. Learn from your experiences, find strength within, use obstacles as stepping stones to success, develop resilience in the face of uncertainty, and embrace change as an opportunity to grow. Number 5. Cultivate meaningful relationships. On this journey called life, learning to cultivate meaningful relationships is an invaluable skill. It's not just about accumulating contacts, but nurturing authentic connections that strengthen and enrich us every step of the way. It's like planting seeds in a garden. It requires attention, care, and patience, but the flowers that sprout are the reward of a well-invested effort. Fostering open and honest communication is the first pillar of these relationships. There is nothing more liberating than being able to express your thoughts, feelings, and concerns without fear of judgment or criticism. I remember once, in the midst of a sea of doubts, I decided to open my heart to a close friend. The action of detailing my concerns allowed me to release a weight I had been carrying in silence and strengthened our connection in a way I had never imagined. Prioritizing quality time with your loved ones is essential in this modern frenzy. In a world where time is a precious resource, dedicating authentic and meaningful moments to those you love becomes more valuable than anything else. It's not just about being physically present, it's about being completely present. I remember one time I decided to turn off all my electronic devices and simply spend quality time with my family. We played board games, shared laughs, and deep conversations, which strengthened our bond unbreakably. Supporting each other in difficult times is a testament to the true strength of a relationship. We all face challenges in life, and it's at high tide that we see who's by our side. I remember a particularly difficult time at work, when I felt like the world was falling apart around me. It was my longtime friend who stood by my side, offering words of encouragement and unconditional support, which helped me get through even the darkest moments. Celebrating successes and achievements together is like stoking the fires of motivation and self-love. When we achieve important goals in life, sharing the joy with those we care about multiplies the happiness. I remember the day I got that long-awaited promotion at work. Instead of celebrating alone, I organized an intimate dinner with my closest friends and family to share the excitement and pride I felt at that moment. Cultivating new friendships and connections in your community is like opening windows to new perspectives and experiences. The world is full of fascinating people waiting to be discovered, and each new friendship is an opportunity to grow and learn. I remember when I decided to join a volunteer group in my neighborhood. I met people with different backgrounds and life experiences, and each interaction enriched me in a unique way. In the words of Marcus Aurelius, true happiness consists in doing good, and there is no greater good than cultivating meaningful relationships that nourish our soul and enrich our journey through life. So what are you waiting for? Get out there, cultivate authentic connections, and watch as the fruits of your efforts blossom in ways you never imagined. Number 6. The power of purpose. The power of purpose. It's like having a shining beacon that guides every step I take in this tumultuous life. Reflecting on my values and passions becomes a journey of self-discovery, where each discovery adds a new dimension to my existence. My values act as the pillars that support my identity, shaping my decisions and actions in every corner of life. What really matters to me? Which principles do I consider unbreakable? Questions that, once answered, outline my moral compass. For example, I have always valued honesty, not just as a virtue, but as a way of life. My actions reflect this value, from being transparent in my relationships to maintaining integrity in my work. My passions are like internal fires that propel me forward. They are the flames of enthusiasm that ignite my soul and make each day worthwhile. Whether it's writing, music, or helping others, these passions are the colors with which I paint my life. For example, discovering my passion for teaching led me to dedicate time as a volunteer in a tutoring program for underprivileged children. Seeing the sparkle in their eyes when they grasp a new concept is a reward that surpasses any material wealth. But what is a lighthouse without a clear destination? Setting goals aligned with my purpose is like drawing a star map for my personal fulfillment. My goals are like stations on my journey, marking milestones that bring me closer to my final destination. What do I want to achieve? How can I contribute to the world around me? These questions shape my goals, from reaching a milestone in my career to dedicating time to charity work that positively impacts my community. However, the real challenge lies in finding meaning in daily activities. Every action, no matter how small, has the potential to fuel my purpose or divert me from it. How can I make every moment count? This question pushes me to be conscious of everyday choices, from how I spend my free time to how I relate to others. For example, taking a few extra minutes to listen to a friend in need may seem insignificant, but for me, it's an opportunity to create meaningful connections. Volunteering and contributing to the community are the bricks with which I build a lasting legacy. It's not just about what I can get, but what I can give. Being part of something bigger than myself is a humbling and rewarding experience. For example, collaborating with a local food bank not only allows me to help those in need, but also connects me with a network of people committed to the same cause. And so, like a tree that grows and branches out over time, my purpose also evolves. Adapting as I grow and change is essential to staying in tune with my true self. What aspects of my purpose have matured over time? In which areas do I need to adjust my focus? These questions keep me in constant exploration and self-evaluation, reminding me that purpose is a never-ending journey, full of unexpected twists and turns. In the words of the philosopher Epictetus, true greatness lies in living in harmony with your purpose. Finding purpose is accepting the constant flow of life, embracing both the moments of triumph and the challenges. It's an invitation to live with intention and meaning, charting my own path in this vast universe. May the power of purpose always illuminate my path. Live in the present. Number 7. Live in the present. Live in the present is a lesson I learned as vividly as possible. A few years ago, I found myself stuck in a rut, worrying about the future and regretting the past. Then I decided to change my focus and immerse myself completely in the present moment. Reflecting on my values and passions, I discovered that what really drove me was creativity and service to others. Instead of worrying about what others thought I should be doing, I focused on what resonated with my heart. I dedicated myself to activities that inspired me, from writing to painting, finding a deep connection with my inner self. Setting goals in line with my purpose was a turning point. Instead of simply seeking external achievements, such as material success or social recognition, I began to set goals that brought me closer to my personal vision of a meaningful life. For example, instead of simply seeking a promotion at work, I set out to learn new skills that would allow me to positively impact my community. Finding meaning in my daily activities became an exciting challenge. I discovered that even seemingly mundane tasks could be opportunities to grow and contribute. From a simple conversation with a colleague to the task of shopping, I looked for ways to infuse each moment with purpose and gratitude. Volunteering and contributing to the community became an integral part of my life. By dedicating my time and energy to causes that really mattered to me, I experienced deep satisfaction and connection with others. From working in an animal shelter to teaching skills to at-risk youth, each action reminded me that we can all make a difference, no matter how small our contribution. Adapting my purpose as I grew and evolved was a liberating process. Instead of clinging to a fixed idea of who I should be or what I should do, I learned to embrace change and evolution. My passions and priorities changed over time, and that's fine. The important thing was to stay true to myself and keep looking for ways to grow and contribute, regardless of the circumstances. As Seneca once said, life is like a play. It doesn't matter how long it lasts, but how well it's performed. This quote resonates deeply with me, reminding me of the importance of living in the present moment and embracing all that life has to offer. Ultimately, by living in the present, reflecting on my values, setting goals in line with my purpose, finding meaning in my daily activities, contributing to the community, and adapting my purpose as I grow and evolve, I have found deep satisfaction and a sense of fulfillment in my life. Number 8. Personal self-care. In the dizzying pace of everyday life, we often forget that taking care of ourselves is the first step towards a fulfilling life. It's time to embrace self-care practices with determination and dedication. To begin with, prioritize your physical and mental well-being through healthy routines. How many times have you felt overwhelmed by stress, anxiety, or physical exhaustion? Don't underestimate the power of small adjustments in your daily life. From getting up early to enjoy a nutritious breakfast, to setting aside a few minutes for meditation before starting your activities, every action counts. Every choice is a seed planted in the garden of your well-being. Regular exercise is a fundamental pillar in this quest for balance. Allow me to share my personal experience. Dedicating sacred time to moving my body, whether with a revitalizing morning jog or an evening yoga class, not only strengthens my body, but also clears my mind and revitalizes my spirit. Find an activity you enjoy and make it a commitment to yourself. Adequate sleep and rest are as essential as the air we breathe. Have you ever experienced the devastating effects of a sleepless night? Remember that sleep is the fuel that nourishes our body and mind. Establish a consistent rest routine. Create a sleep sanctuary in your bedroom and disconnect from screens at least an hour before bed. your body will thank you with renewed energy and mental clarity. Food is another fundamental pillar for nourishing your body from the inside out. Cultivate a healthy relationship with food. Fill your plate with a variety of fresh, colorful foods and avoid excess processed foods and refined sugars. Did you know that a balanced diet not only nourishes your body but also influences your mood and mental clarity? Now let's talk about emotional care. In a world that constantly pushes us beyond our limits, setting healthy boundaries is an act of self-love. Learn to say no when necessary, delegate responsibilities, and put your emotional well-being first. Practice self-compassion. Give yourself permission to feel and process your emotions without judging yourself. Remember the words of Cicero: "Happiness depends on yourself." Incorporate relaxing activities, such as yoga or meditation, into your daily routine. These ancient practices not only calm the frantic mind, but also connect you with your inner self, providing a haven of peace amidst the hustle and bustle of the modern world. Self-care is not a luxury, but a necessity. Prioritize your physical well-being, cultivate healthy habits, and set boundaries that protect your inner peace. Remember that by taking care of yourself, you become a fuller, more resilient version of yourself, able to face life's challenges with grace and fortitude. So go ahead, start this journey of self-care with determination and self-love. Your future self will thank you. Number 9. The importance of your dreams and goals. In the vast landscape of life, each of us longs to leave a mark, to chart bright paths and paint landscapes of personal fulfillment. And what better way to achieve this than through the powerful alchemy of dreams and goals? Allow me to share my experience on this journey of self-discovery and achievement. It all starts with the spark of vision. Imagine a limitless horizon where your dreams dance with possibility and your aspirations soar to the stars. Identifying these dreams, these flashes of desire that pulsate in the depths of your being, is the first step towards manifesting your destiny. For me, that dream was to write a novel, immerse myself in fictional worlds, and leave my mark on the pages of time. But dreams, no matter how radiant, need a beacon to guide them to reality. This is where goals come into play. Smart goals become the compasses of our journey, marking the path with clarity and precision. I remember breaking down my dream into specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound goals. Instead of simply saying, "I want to write a novel," I set myself concrete goals, such as writing 1,000 words a day for 3 months. But having goals isn't enough. We need a map to guide us through the unknown territory of achievement. This is where the action plan comes in. In the same way that an architect draws the plans for a building before erecting it, I mapped out my route to my literary dream. I've established a daily writing schedule, researched the publishing process, and surrounded myself with resources that nurture my creativity. However, on this journey full of ups and downs, motivation often flickers like a flame in the wind. This is where celebrating small achievements becomes the fuel that feeds our journey. Each chapter written, each compliment received, became a milestone that propelled me forward. I remembered the words of the Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius: "The obstacle is the way," and I chose to react with gratitude and celebration to each advance. Finally reaching the top of a mountain, only to discover that the horizon has changed, is part of the charm of this journey. Life is dynamic, and so should we be. So while I celebrated my successes, I also adapted and redefined my goals and dreams. The importance of your dreams and goals lies in their ability to infuse your life with direction and purpose. From identifying your dreams to celebrating your successes, each step on this journey brings you one step closer to personal fulfillment. So, what is your dream? What will be your first step towards fulfillment? Remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Number 10. Overcome perfectionism. Perfectionism, that subtle trap that haunts us, making us believe that only extreme excellence deserves our recognition. But at what cost? Do we not feel its iron grip tightening our throats, stifling our creativity and curtailing our happiness? I recognize the damage it does to my well-being, chasing it in every project, every task, every effort. But I've decided to face it. Practicing self-forgiveness and compassion towards myself has been my lifeline on this journey. How many times have I stumbled and made mistakes, failed to meet my relentless standards? But every time I allow myself to forgive myself, I free myself a little more from the chains of perfectionism. I recognize my humanity, my limitations, and I give myself the opportunity to learn and grow. I learn day by day to value the process and the effort over the results. Before, I obsessed with the final destination, with the finished product, which had to be impeccable. But now, I immerse myself in the journey, enjoying every step of the way, every small advance, every obstacle overcome. Because I understand that this is where the real wealth lies, in the process itself, in the dedicated effort, in the passion shown. Embracing imperfection as a natural part of growth has been a revelation for me. Before, I feared every mistake, every imperfection, as if they were signs of my incompetence. But now I celebrate them. I embrace them with gratitude, because I know that they are the stones on the path that pollen my being, that shape my character, that make me stronger and wiser. As Seneca said, difficulty sharpens ingenuity, challenge strengthens the spirit. And what pleasure I get from celebrating my achievements, even when they don't meet my highest standards. Before, I dismissed any success that didn't measure up to the perfection I was pursuing. But now, I recognize the value in every small victory, in every step forward, no matter how modest. I record my achievements, I honor them, I celebrate them as milestones on my journey towards excellence, knowing that each one brings me a little closer to my best version. Overcoming perfectionism has been a transformative process, a liberation from the chains that imprisoned me. With self-forgiveness, valuing the process, embracing imperfection, and celebrating my achievements, I have found a new way of living, a life that is full, authentic, and full of gratitude. Number 11. The magic of creativity. Have you ever stopped to contemplate the power that resides in your hands? I invite you to explore a world where every brushstroke, every word, and every musical note are threads that weave a unique carpet, a reflection of your inner being. Unlocking my creative potential was like opening a door to a universe of infinite possibilities. One day, I decided to challenge my own limits and set out to experiment with different forms of expression. Art became my traveling companion, writing my confidant and music my refuge. Imagine this: a quiet afternoon, the sun painting the canvas of the sky in warm tones. I was standing in front of a blank canvas, my heart beating to the rhythm of my emotions. Without a defined plan, I let my hands glide over the canvas, guided by the inspiration of the moment. Each stroke was a conversation between my mind and my heart, each color an emotion that sprang from the depths of my being. And you know what? It's not always about creating a masterpiece worthy of being exhibited in a museum. Sometimes the real magic lies in the spontaneity of a moment, in the freedom to let our emotions flow without restrictions or expectations. Creativity became my most faithful ally, my tool for processing the emotions and experiences that life offered me. When sadness threatened to flood my soul, I took refuge in the pages of my journal, letting the words act as a balm for my wounded heart. And when joy overflowed my being, I found in music the perfect channel to celebrate life in its fullest expression. Connecting with my inner self was essential on this journey. I remembered the innocence and overflowing imagination that characterized childhood, and decided to embrace them once again. Who says that adults can't play, dream, and create with the same intensity as children? Recovering that spark of curiosity and wonder has allowed me to explore new creative horizons, free from prejudices and self-imposed limitations. But the real magic of creativity lies in sharing, in opening our hearts and showing the world the unique beauty that springs from our being. It's not just about showing off our creations, but inspiring others to explore their own creative potential. In a world where diversity is true wealth, celebrating the multiplicity of artistic expressions is an act of love towards ourselves and others. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "Only the actions of the just are beautiful, because only they are free, and just men are those who act with benevolence towards their fellow men." In every creative act, in every work we share, we are planting seeds of goodness and beauty in the world. So, do you dare to unlock your creative potential, to explore the infinite possibilities that lie within? Remember, the magic is in you. You just need to open your eyes and let your heart guide you on this wonderful journey towards wholeness and joy. Number 12. The power of gratitude. On this personal journey towards a fuller and more satisfying life, I discovered the transformative power of gratitude. It hasn't been an easy path, but each step has brought me closer to understanding how a simple change in perspective can open the door to a world of possibilities and happiness. Who would have thought that something as simple as taking a moment to reflect on everyday blessings could have such a profound impact? Recognizing those small but meaningful things that often go unnoticed, from the warmth of the sun on my face to the aroma of coffee in the morning, led me to appreciate more fully the positive experiences that life offered me. And what about finding gratitude in difficult times? In the midst of adversity, it's easy to get carried away by negativity and discouragement. However, by adopting an attitude of gratitude, even in the most challenging situations, I discovered an inner strength I didn't know I had. Instead of moaning about what I lacked, I learned to value what I had and to find lessons even in the darkest moments. But the real magic began when I started practicing gratitude on a daily basis. By taking time each day to reflect on the things I am grateful for, I cultivated a mindset of abundance that permeated every aspect of my life. Instead of focusing on what I lacked, I began to celebrate what I had, and this celebration brought with it a renewed sense of joy and satisfaction. And we can't overlook the power of expressing gratitude to others. When I began to openly acknowledge and thank the people who made a difference in my life, both in big and small ways, I discovered how the simple act of saying thank you could strengthen relationships, foster human connection, and bring joy to both myself and others. I remember one time in particular when I expressed my gratitude to an old friend for his unwavering support during a difficult time in my life. His face lit up with a sincere smile, and at that moment I knew that my expression of gratitude had touched his heart in a way that words could not fully express. As Marcus Aurelius once said, "When you get up in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." And yes, gratitude has become my daily guide, constantly reminding me that life, with all its ups and downs, is a precious gift that deserves to be appreciated and celebrated at every moment. Number 13. Show gratitude for the lessons life offers you. Life, that relentless teacher, offers us lessons at every turn, and although sometimes its teachings come in the form of pain or difficulty, I choose to receive them with gratitude. Yes, even the most difficult experiences deserve my gratitude, because it is precisely these that have taught me the most along the way. I clearly remember a time when I was facing a major challenge in my professional life. Things didn't go as expected, the obstacles seemed insurmountable, and frustration began to shake my spirit. However, instead of letting myself be consumed by discouragement, I decided to change my perspective. I was grateful for the lessons this situation offered me. Every failure, every setback became a learning opportunity. I recognized that my personal growth was intrinsically linked to these challenges. In the midst of the storm, I found the strength to keep going. I appreciated the lessons learned in times of difficulty, realizing that they were the stumbling blocks that paved my path to success. I cultivated an attitude of gratitude for all of life's experiences, even those that seemed unfair or painful at the time. One of the most revealing moments came when I faced a major loss in my personal life. The pain threatened to consume me, but instead of letting myself be overwhelmed by it, I chose to use it as an opportunity for introspection and change. I immersed myself in my own being, exploring the depths of my emotions and reflecting on the meaning of everything I was experiencing. I discovered a strength I didn't know I had, a resilience that emerged from the depths of my being. I remember a Stoic quote that resonated deeply with me in those difficult moments. Pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. I understood that although I couldn't avoid pain, I had the power to choose how to respond to it, and that choice made all the difference. I found strength and resilience in moments of adversity, turning pain into a source of growth and wisdom. So here I am, grateful for all the lessons life has offered me. From moments of joy to the darkest valleys of despair, each experience has contributed to my evolution as a person. Today, I look back with gratitude, knowing that every challenge I have overcome has brought me one step closer to becoming the best version of myself. Number 14. The importance of sleep and rest. In the eternal dance of day and night, sleep and rest are the bars that allow us to find balance and vitality. Every night when we close our eyes, we are plunged into an ocean of serenity, where the mind is freed, the body is renewed, and the soul finds rest. But how can we ensure that this sacred nocturnal ritual reaches its fullness? Allow me to be your guide on this journey towards ideal rest, where every step is a melody in the symphony of your well-being. The first step is to create a sanctuary for sleep in your bedroom, a space where soft colors caress the walls, where cotton sheets hug you gently, and where faint light creates an atmosphere of peace. Personalize your sanctuary with elements that inspire calm, whether it's a green plant that purifies the air or a photograph of a tranquil place that leads you to inner serenity. Now, once you've set the scene, it's time to establish a relaxing routine before bed. Disconnect from the digital world, let go of the worries of the day, and immerse yourself in activities that gently lead you to sleep. How about a warm bath with magnesium salts to relax your muscles? Or perhaps you'd prefer a guided meditation session to calm your mind and prepare the ground for a restful sleep. But remember, it's not just about going to bed. It's about prioritizing the quality of your sleep and the number of hours you need. How many times have you sacrificed precious hours of sleep in the name of productivity or entertainment? It's time to change that mindset. Your physical, mental, and emotional health depends to a large extent on adequate sleep. So why not invest in your nocturnal well-being as you would in any other area of your life? While you immerse yourself in the arms of Morpheus, practice relaxation techniques to calm your mind before bed. Breathe deeply, focus your attention on the sensations in your body, and let any worries fade into the darkness of the night. Try different methods, whether it's visualizing a peaceful place or repeating mantras that comfort you. But what do you do if, despite all your efforts, you continue to struggle with insomnia or sleep problems? It's important to recognize and address these underlying challenges to improve your rest, from sleep disorders such as apnea to chronic stress that keeps you awake in the dark of night. Seeking professional help can make the difference between exhausting wakefulness and restful sleep. In the words of the wise Seneca, there is no greater wealth than peaceful, restful sleep. In the vast ocean of life, sleep and rest are the beacons that guide us to inner peace. So don't underestimate their transformative power. Cultivate a sleep sanctuary, embrace a relaxing routine, prioritize sleep quality, practice relaxation techniques, and, if necessary, seek help to overcome obstacles on your way to optimal rest. Your body, mind, and spirit will thank you. Number 15. Let go of what you can't control. There's an ancient Stoic proverb that says, "Happiness and freedom begin with a clear understanding of one thing. Some things are within our control and others are not." This ancient wisdom remains as relevant today as it was in ancient times. Why? Because in the chaos of modern life, we often find ourselves fighting against unstoppable currents, trying to control every aspect of our lives, only to feel exhausted and frustrated when things don't go according to plan. Identifying the situations over which we have no control is the first step towards true emotional freedom. What is it that keeps you awake at night, worried and anxious? Is it the traffic you face every morning on the way to work? Is it your boss's attitude? Identifying these situations is crucial because once we recognize that we can't control them, we can free ourselves from the burden of trying to change them. Practicing acceptance and surrender is fundamental. I speak from experience. I used to spend hours arguing with my boss in my mind, going over every interaction and trying to find ways to convince him that my point of view was the right one. But one day, I decided to stop fighting the current. I accepted that I couldn't control his actions or his opinions. Instead, I focused on how I could react constructively and in line with my values. Focusing on what you can control empowers you. Your thoughts and actions are yours to shape. You can choose how to respond to the challenges that life presents you with. For example, instead of worrying obsessively about the weather during a planned weekend picnic, you can choose to be prepared for any eventuality by taking an umbrella and raincoat. Instead of stressing about traffic, you can decide to listen to an audiobook or enjoy your favorite music while driving. Cultivating serenity through mindfulness and meditation practices is like training a muscle. The more you practice, the stronger you become. Dedicate a few minutes every day to being present in the moment, observing your thoughts and emotions without judging them. Over time, you will learn to detach yourself from them and find peace, even in the midst of chaos. Freeing yourself from the weight of constant worry is liberating. Imagine the relief of letting go of that load you've been carrying on your shoulders. By focusing your energy on what you can control, you free yourself to focus on what really matters: your values, your relationships, your personal growth. In the words of the Stoic philosopher Epictetus, don't wish things to happen the way you want them to. Wish them to happen the way they do, and you will be happy. Ultimately, letting go of what you can't control is an act of liberation. It's letting go of the chains that bind you to worry and anxiety and opening yourself up to the possibility of a fuller, more authentic life. Number 16. The value of honesty. In this life, I've learned that the value of honesty lies not just in telling the truth, but in being true to yourself and to others. It's as if each act of honesty is a brick that builds the strength of my character. Being honest with myself has been a challenge that I have embraced with courage. Accepting my weaknesses and recognizing my mistakes hasn't always been easy, but I've discovered that internal honesty is the foundation on which I can build an authentic and meaningful life. I remember a time when I was faced with a difficult decision at work. I knew I had made a mistake, and although the temptation to hide it was strong, I chose to face the situation honestly. By admitting my mistake, I not only gained the respect of my colleagues, but also strengthened my own integrity. In my relationships with others, I learned to value transparency as an act of mutual respect. Keeping secrets or manipulating the truth only undermines trust and weakens human bonds. I remember an occasion when a friend confided in me with a delicate personal problem. Instead of judging or divulging his confidences, I chose to be transparent and supportive, which strengthened our friendship and showed him that he could trust me in any situation. Part of being honest involves recognizing and accepting our imperfections. We all have areas where we fail or make mistakes, but it's our response to these imperfections that defines our character. Instead of hiding my flaws, I embrace them as part of my humanity. For example, I used to feel ashamed of my lack of ability in certain academic areas, but by accepting my limitations, I was able to focus on improving and growing. Valuing truth over convenience is a lesson I've learned over time. Sometimes the truth can be uncomfortable or difficult to face, but it is fundamental to personal growth and building authentic relationships. I remember a situation in which I had to confront a colleague about his unethical behavior. Although I knew the conversation would be difficult, I chose honesty over comfort, which resulted in a positive resolution and greater trust in our working relationship. Building relationships based on trust and authenticity is a goal I constantly pursue. I know that the basis of any meaningful connection is mutual honesty and respect for each individual's truths. By cultivating this in my interactions, I have created rock-solid bonds where trust flourishes and authenticity thrives. In the words of the Stoic philosopher Epictetus, honesty is the first part of wisdom. By embracing the value of honesty in all its forms, I have found greater clarity in my life and a deeper connection with those around me. Being honest with myself and others is more than a virtue. It is the cornerstone of a life well lived. Number 17. The importance of silence. In the constant hustle and bustle of modern life, finding moments of serenity can seem like a mammoth task. However, I've discovered that even in the midst of the loudest hustle and bustle, there's still an oasis of calm waiting to be explored. It is in these brief moments of pause that I find the key to maintaining my mental and emotional balance, silence and contemplation. Every day, without fail, I dedicate myself to practicing meditation and reflection. It's not just about sitting in the lotus position and closing my eyes, but about immersing myself in an inner space where the noise of the outside world dissipates. In these moments of introspection, I allow my thoughts to flow freely, without judging them or becoming attached to them. It's amazing how the mind finds its own cadence when we allow it to breathe in silence. By immersing myself in stillness, I learn to listen to the inner wisdom that resides in the depths of my being. It's like tuning into a cosmic radio station where the answers to my most intricate questions resound in the echo of silence. Here, I find clarity in the midst of chaos, where the solutions to the most complex dilemmas seem to manifest themselves naturally. Connecting with my deepest essence through silence is a transformative experience. It's like coming home after a long journey, finding solace and familiarity in the stillness of my own being. In those moments, I discover who I am beyond the masks that society has imposed on me, recognizing my true self in all its fullness and authenticity. Cultivating inner peace through stillness and contemplation is an art that requires constant practice. Just as a gardener takes meticulous care of his garden, I cultivate my inner space with love and dedication. Each meditation session is like watering the seeds of peace, allowing them to blossom into a lush garden of serenity. In short, embracing silence and contemplation in the midst of the daily frenzy is essential for maintaining inner harmony. As Marcus Aurelius said, "The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts." By taking the time to nourish my mind and spirit with the stillness of silence, I discover a happiness that transcends the vicissitudes of everyday life. Throughout these Stoic lessons, we find a clear path to enthusiasm and joy for life, even in times of adversity. By adopting a resilient mindset, we cultivate the ability to find peace, gratitude, and purpose in every moment. As Marcus Aurelius said, "The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts." Although the past is already written, the present and the future are in my hands. From now on, I pledge to integrate these lessons into my daily life and to live with greater wisdom and gratitude. I sincerely hope that this message has been useful. Growing older is inevitable, but doing it wisely can make the difference between a full life and one filled with regrets. Today, we'll embark on a journey together to explore the 11 critical mistakes to avoid at this stage of our lives. Not only will we identify these mistakes, but I will also provide you with practical solutions, backed by quotes and references to studies and psychology. This video is designed to be comprehensive and full of valuable information, the result of a dedicated effort to ensure that each tip is useful and applicable to your daily life. At the end of the video, I will share with you the most crucial mistake you should definitely avoid. If you are ready to learn and grow with us, join us on this important journey to a fulfilling and satisfying old age. Before we begin, if you find value in these videos, please subscribe and click the bell to stay updated. Let's get started. The first mistake many people make in old age is neglecting physical health. This is one of the most serious mistakes and, fortunately, one of the most avoidable. Maintaining a regular exercise routine and doctor visits is crucial to an active and healthy life. Imagine your body is like a car. You wouldn't maintain it regularly. In the same way, our body needs care and attention. The World Health Organization recommends at least 150 minutes of moderate activity per week. We're not talking about marathons or becoming an Olympic athlete. Relax. Simple, fun activities like walking, swimming, yoga, or even dancing can do wonders. Dr. John Ray, Associate Professor of Psychiatry at Harvard, says exercise is the best defense against aging. Not only does it improve blood circulation and strengthen the heart, but it also increases the production of endorphins, those feel-good chemical wonders. Who doesn't want a little more happiness in their life? In addition, lack of exercise can lead to loss of muscle strength, flexibility and balance, which increases the risk of falls and fractures. Here's a fun fact. According to a Mayo Clinic study, people who are regularly physically active are 50% less likely to fall in later life. Let's not forget about regular doctor visits. As we age, our bodies go through many changes, and it is essential to monitor our health closely. Regular checkups allow for early detection of conditions that can be treated or controlled before they become serious. Prevention is always more effective and less costly than treating advanced diseases. In summary, taking care of your physical health in old age is not just a good idea, it is essential. It's not about being the next fitness champion, it's about enjoying a full and active life. So put on your comfortable shoes and go for a walk. Your body will thank you. Mistake 2. Ignoring mental health. Now we'll address the second crucial mistake, ignoring mental health. Not only is it vital to stay physically active, but also to take care of your mind in order to live a full and satisfying life. Imagine this. You're enjoying your golden years, but suddenly you realize you've neglected your emotional well-being. It's like having a well-maintained car on the outside, but neglecting the engine. Let's make sure everything is running smoothly. Mental health encompasses much more than just not being sad. It involves managing stress, dealing with emotions in a healthy way, and maintaining a positive outlook. In later life, we face challenges such as retirement and changes in daily routines. These changes can lead us to feel a bit disoriented, but don't worry, there are ways to stay mentally strong and agile. First, hobbies are like the gym for our mind. Reading, gardening, even learning a new language or musical instrument are great ways to keep us busy and our brains active. These activities not only stimulate the mind, but also provide us with a renewed sense of purpose and accomplishment. As Seneca once said, there is no fair wind for the sailor who does not know what port he is sailing to. And of course, we cannot forget the importance of social interaction. Keeping in touch with friends and family, joining local groups or participating in community activities such as volunteering are wonderful ways to combat loneliness and isolation. Plus, you might be surprised to learn that having close friends can even help you live longer. So get out there and connect. And if you feel like you need a little extra help, don't be afraid to seek it out. Professionals like psychologists and therapists are there to support you. Sometimes talking to someone neutral can make a big difference. As Epictetus said, don't worry about things that are beyond your power to decide. Mind, self-care is key. Meditation, practicing gratitude, maintaining a balanced lifestyle with good nutrition and regular exercise are key to a healthy mind and a happy heart. Remember that your mental and emotional well-being is just as important as your physical health. Mistake number 3, lack of financial planning. This mistake can seriously complicate your senior life, and we definitely don't want that. Financial security is key to enjoying this stage without worries. Imagine being able to travel, do what you love and relax without worrying about the numbers in your bank account. Where to start? Planning early is crucial. The sooner you start saving and investing for retirement, the better. The secret is compound interest, which makes your money grow while you sleep. You don't need large sums. Even small amounts can add up over time. A detailed budget is your best ally. Track all your income and expenses to identify where you can save and put those savings into a retirement fund. Keep your budget flexible and adjust it according to your changing needs. Diversifying your investments is also key. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Consider stocks, bonds, assets, whatever best suits your profile and goals. If you feel lost, a financial planner can be your personalized guide to your goals. Oh, and don't forget the emergency reserve. It's like an umbrella on a rainy day. Make sure you have enough to cover at least 3 to 6 months of basic expenses. You never know when you might be surprised by medical expenses or urgent home repairs. Last but crucial, avoid unnecessary debt. Many people go into debt for whims like the latest high-end phone. But do you really need a $1,000 device? Be realistic and don't spend more than you have. If you need something, consider less expensive options that serve the same function. Remember, many times we buy expensive things to impress, like an expensive brand-name t-shirt. Don't fall into that trap. In old age, financial stability allows you to enjoy life to the fullest without excessive worry. So plan for a solid, stress-free financial future. Mistake number 4, social isolation. Failing to maintain social connections in old age is like withholding dessert at a fancy dinner party. You miss out on something essential to your well-being. Not only does isolation increase the risk of disease, but it can also reduce life expectancy. We don't want that. Staying socially active is key to your physical, mental, and emotional health. Did you know that lack of interaction can lead to a deterioration in emotional state? This can increase the risk of problems like anxiety and depression. Don't worry, there are solutions to combat isolation. Actively seek out socialization opportunities. How about joining a club, participating in community activities, or even volunteering. These are great ways to meet new people and strengthen existing bonds. In addition, maintaining regular contact with friends and family is crucial, whether in person, on the phone, or even on social media. These connections give you solid emotional support, and don't underestimate recreational activities. Dancing, light sports, or board games are not only fun, but also foster new friendships. Modern technologies can also be your ally against isolation. From video conferencing to social networking, there are many ways to keep in touch, even at a distance. Learning to use them can open up a world of social possibilities and keep your mind active. Before we move on to the fifth mistake, if you are liking the video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel with the bell so you don't miss future videos. And if you share this love for wisdom, comment, "I love wisdom." Let's keep learning together and taking care of our mental health. Mistake 5. Maintaining toxic relationships. In old age is like holding on to a broken umbrella in the middle of a storm. It doesn't protect you and you end up soaking wetter than you were at the beginning. This mistake can undermine your emotional and mental well-being in ways you may not imagine. Toxic relationships come in many forms, from judgmental friends to family members who constantly drain your energy, or even partners who undermine your self-esteem. These connections act as a ballast that drags your spirit down, profoundly affecting your quality of life. To avoid this emotional drain, it's vital to set clear boundaries and recognize when it's time to walk away. Although it may be difficult, your emotional health should be your top priority. Seek support from caring people and consider talking to a mental health professional for additional guidance. Studies have shown that positive social relationships not only improve emotional well-being, but can also have a significant impact on long-term physical health. According to social psychologist Amy Morin, people who maintain healthy relationships tend to live longer, healthier lives. Learning to say no when necessary and keeping your boundaries firm, like a retaining wall against negativity, is critical. Always remember that you deserve to surround yourself with people who value you and make you feel good about yourself. Cultivating positive and nurturing relationships is essential to fully enjoying this stage of life. Make time for friendships that bring you joy and mutual support, and evaluate whether some relationships can be modified or left behind for your own well-being. Mistake 6. Ignoring the need for help. Reaching old age is like reaching the expert level of the game of life, isn't it? You've accumulated experience and wisdom, but you know what else you've accumulated? Opportunities to recognize when you need a little assistance. Insisting on doing it all alone may sound admirable, but even the most experienced need help occasionally. Over time, it's natural for some tasks to become more challenging, from housework to everyday shopping. Accepting help is not only sensible, but it can significantly improve your day-to-day life. Don't worry, you don't have to be a superhero to find help. You can start with small steps, such as asking someone to help you with cleaning or preparing nutritious meals together. Remember, allowing others to support you is not a sign of weakness, but of wisdom and self-care. Also, maintaining social and emotional connections is key. Don't underestimate the power of a good conversation or a shared laugh with friends and family. Being open to support not only strengthens your relationships, but also helps you maintain an independent and fulfilling life. And now for a joke to brighten the day. Did you know that accepting help can be like finding a shortcut in a maze? It allows you to move faster toward fun and well-being without additional worries. So, instead of denying the need for help, embrace the opportunity to live safely and comfortably in your own home. Acknowledging your needs and allowing others to support you not only improves your quality of life, but also allows you to enjoy this expert stage of the game to the fullest. Go ahead, master of life. Mistake 7. Revealing your plans too soon. In old age, as in a game of strategy, every move counts. However, sharing your plans ahead of time can be like showing your cards before the game actually begins. Prematurely sharing your goals and objectives can expose you to unnecessary criticism and doubt. Imagine telling everyone about your plan to learn to dance salsa and receiving comments like, "Can you still move like that?" Or, "Isn't it a little late to learn new tricks?" These reactions can undermine your confidence and demotivate you before you even start. In addition, external negativity can affect your motivation and self-esteem, as if someone casts a discouragement spell on you just when you're ready to launch into a new adventure. And don't forget the risk of sharing sensitive information. Revealing your financial or personal plans too soon can open the door to scammers lurking in the shadows of cyberspace. Protect your dreams as you protect your treasures, with caution and cunning. To avoid these mishaps, be selective with whom you share your plans. Seek advice and support only from those who encourage you with genuine enthusiasm and offer words of encouragement, as if they were a protective spell. Also, wait until your plans are well laid out and your strategies aligned before making them public. Keeping your goals secret not only protects you from bad energy, but also allows you to focus on working hard to make your dreams come true. Remember, your plans are yours and yours alone. Guard them like a magician guards his best spell until the time is right. Then, when the time is right, you can share your accomplishments with the world with the confidence that you have done everything your way. Mistake number 8. Not prioritizing adequate sleep. Getting adequate sleep is more than a necessity. It's the key to a vibrant and healthy life, especially as we age. Ignoring the importance of sleep can affect much more than just your eyes closing at night. Did you know that quality sleep is essential to maintaining a good mood? When you get enough rest, you feel more positive and energized to face the day, recharging your emotional well-being. In addition, adequate sleep is critical for your memory. During sleep, your brain processes and consolidates the information you've learned during the day. So if you want to remember those fascinating stories your grandchildren tell you, make sure you get enough sleep. It's not just your mood and memory that are at stake. Your heart health is also affected by the quality of your sleep. Poor sleep can increase the risk of cardiovascular diseases such as hypertension and heart problems. Therefore, taking care of your sleeping hours is like giving your heart a hug. And what about resilience? Sleeping well helps your body repair and regenerate, like a magic potion that helps you stay active and fit. So, if you want to keep dancing or playing with your grandkids, make sure your body has enough time to recover each night. To improve sleep quality, establishing regular routines is key. Try to go to bed and get up at the same time every day, even on weekends. Well, maybe you can give yourself a little break on Sundays. Creating an environment conducive to sleep is also important. A dark, comfortable and quiet room can work wonders. Don't forget about healthy sleeping habits. Avoid caffeine and heavy meals before bedtime, and practice relaxation techniques such as meditation or deep breathing to calm your mind before bed. So the next time someone tells you that sleep is only for the young, let them know that it's essential to living a full life at any age. Mistake number 9. Resisting necessary changes. In old age can be like trying to swim against the current, exhausting and potentially dangerous. As we age, our physical and mental needs evolve, and proactively adapting is essential to preserving our quality of life and autonomy. Neglecting to adapt the home environment is like maintaining a house with broken windows. It can increase the risk of accidents and limit our ability to move around safely and comfortably. It is essential to implement preventive measures, such as installing grab bars in the bathroom, removing slippery rugs, and improving lighting to avoid trips and falls. In addition, investing in assistive devices such as bath chairs and telephones with emergency functions can be crucial at critical moments. In addition to adjusting the physical environment, it is equally important to adapt our daily habits to ensure our safety and well-being. This involves managing our daily activities efficiently, reducing strenuous tasks, and seeking help when necessary to maintain our independence and quality of life. Coping with these changes can be challenging, especially when it involves leaving behind ingrained habits or facing the challenges of aging. However, adapting is a sign of wisdom and self-care, ensuring that we can fully enjoy our golden years in a safe and comfortable environment. Remember, life is full of change, and adjusting is critical to our well-being. So don't be afraid to modify your environment and routines as your needs evolve. Your health and safety are top priorities at this stage of life. Mistake number 10. Stop learning and growing. Did you know that retirement is just the beginning of a new adventure of learning and growing? Ignoring the opportunity to explore new interests, hobbies, or skills can be like missing out on the most exciting chapter in your life book. The truth is, it's never too late to learn something new. Remember that hobby or passion you always wanted to explore but never had time during your working years? Well, now is the perfect time to dive into them. From learning to play an instrument to growing a garden, the possibilities are endless and exciting. Staying curious is key. Curiosity not only keeps your mind active and alert, but it also opens you up to new experiences and knowledge that can enrich your life in ways you never imagined. Imagine discovering a hidden talent or a passion that fills you with joy. Continuing to educate yourself throughout life isn't just about books and classrooms, although that's great if you enjoy it. You can learn in so many different ways: exploring museums, attending lectures, joining discussion groups, or even watching fascinating documentaries. The key is to keep that thirst for knowledge alive and constantly evolving. In addition, staying mentally active can have surprising health benefits. Studies have shown that people who continue to learn and challenge their minds are less likely to experience age-related cognitive problems, such as dementia. So the next time you're tempted to say, "I'm too old to learn something new," remember that age is just a number, and learning is for everyone. It's an opportunity to expand your horizons, connect with others passionate about the same thing, and feel more alive than ever. Number 11. Neglecting proper diet and nutrition. Did you know that what you eat can have as big an impact on your health as how much you exercise? As we age, our nutritional needs change, and it's crucial to adapt our diet to stay strong and healthy. Imagine your body as a car. It needs the right fuel to run properly. Ignoring a balanced diet can be like trying to drive on an empty tank, which can lead to nutritional deficiencies that affect your energy, muscle strength, and ability to maintain a strong immune system. Prioritizing a diet rich in fresh fruits, colorful vegetables, lean proteins, such as chicken, fish, and legumes, and healthy fats, such as avocados and nuts, is essential. These foods not only provide the nutrients needed to maintain energy and vitality, but also help strengthen bones and muscles, support cardiovascular health, and promote radiant, healthy skin. Think of it this way: if your body is the temple of your mind and spirit, the food you choose is the building material. Just as you care for your home with love and attention, you must also care for your body with the best nutrition possible. Remember, a balanced diet is a crucial component along with regular exercise in maintaining a healthy and active senior lifestyle. The two work together to make sure you're providing your body with everything it needs to thrive and enjoy life to the fullest. So, the next time you're about to skip a meal or choose a quick, unhealthy option, Remember that you're building the future of your health. Choose wisely and nourish your body with love and care. Loneliness and depression are natural human emotions. We all experience them at different times and for different reasons. But what makes the difference is how we cope and handle them. This is where Stoicism can be an incredibly powerful tool. In this part, we're going to explore 9 Stoic lessons that will help you cope with loneliness and depression. These lessons are not just quick tips. They are deep and meaningful practices that take time and dedication to really understand and apply. But I assure you that, if you follow them, you will find a new way of looking at life, a way that will allow you to feel more connected to yourself and the world around you. So, without further ado, let's dive into these lessons and discover how Stoicism can transform your life. Lesson 1. Focus on personal growth. This is a powerful teaching from Stoicism that can transform your perspective on loneliness and depression. Seneca said, "As long as you live, keep learning to live." This quote reminds us that life is a continuous process of learning and growth. We never stop evolving, and there is always something new we can learn or improve in ourselves. First, it is important to understand that personal growth is not a destination, but a journey. There is no end point where you say, "I'm done." There is always something more you can explore, learn, and develop. This mindset helps you stay motivated and focused on the future instead of getting stuck in the past. One way to focus on personal growth is to set clear and achievable goals. These goals can be short, medium, or long-term, and should be something that really motivates you. They can be related to your career, your health, your relationships, or any other area of your life that you want to improve. The important thing is that these goals are specific and realistic, so that you can measure your progress and celebrate your achievements. Another technique is self-reflection. Spend time regularly reflecting on your actions, thoughts, and emotions. Ask yourself, what did I do well today? What could I have done better? How can I improve tomorrow? Self-reflection helps you become more aware of your behavioral patterns and gives you the opportunity to make adjustments to continue to grow. Continuous learning is also crucial for personal growth. Read books, take courses, attend workshops, listen to podcasts. There are so many ways to acquire new knowledge and skills. Learning not only makes you more competent, but also keeps you curious and motivated. In addition, acquiring new skills can give you a sense of accomplishment and self-confidence. Personal growth also involves stepping out of your comfort zone. Often, the greatest growth occurs when we face challenges and uncomfortable situations. Don't be afraid to try new things, even if they seem difficult or intimidating at first. Each time you overcome a challenge, you become stronger and realize that you are capable of more than you thought. Also, surrounding yourself with people who inspire and support you in your growth is critical. Seek out mentors, friends, or peers who share your interests and motivate you to be your best self. These relationships can provide you with valuable advice, feedback, and emotional support. Another important aspect is taking care of your emotional and mental well-being. Practice self-compassion and be kind to yourself. Personal growth is not about being perfect, but about being the best version of yourself. Accept your mistakes and failures as part of the learning process and use them as opportunities to grow. Finally, remember to celebrate your achievements, no matter how small. Recognizing and appreciating your progress gives you the motivation to keep going and helps you see how far you have come. Focusing on personal growth not only helps you improve in different areas of your life, but also gives you a sense of purpose and direction. It keeps you focused on the positive and what you can do to improve your situation instead of getting stuck in feelings of loneliness or depression. So, the next time you're feeling discouraged, Remember Seneca's words and keep learning to live. Focus on your personal growth, and you will see how this helps you face life with a more positive and proactive attitude. Lesson 2. Find satisfaction in simplicity. This is a teaching from Stoicism that can help you feel more content and less overwhelmed by loneliness and depression. Epictetus said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few needs." This quote reminds us that true contentment comes not from accumulating things, but from learning to be content with what we have. In our society today, we are often told that more is better, more money, more things, more success. But this constant search for more can lead us to feel unsatisfied and empty. It's also not wrong to have goals and want to get ahead, just find a balance. On the other hand, Stoicism teaches us to find satisfaction in simplicity and to appreciate what we already have. First, it is helpful to simplify your environment. Get rid of things you don't need or that don't bring you joy. Not only does this create a tidier, calmer space, but it also helps you focus on what really matters. Less stuff means fewer distractions and less stress. Another way to find satisfaction in simplicity is to practice gratitude. Take time each day to reflect on the simple things that make you happy. It could be a sunrise, a conversation with a friend, a good meal. These little things often go unnoticed, but they are what truly enrich our lives. You can also simplify your daily routine. Instead of filling yourself with commitments and activities, choose to do fewer things, but do them well and with intention. Spend time on activities that you really enjoy and that fill you with energy and satisfaction. Also, learn to enjoy the present moment. Instead of worrying about the past or the future, focus on what is happening now. Meditation and mindfulness can be very useful tools to help you be more present and appreciate the simplicity of the moment. Another important aspect is to cultivate authentic and meaningful relationships. Instead of trying to have a lot of superficial friendships, focus on a few relationships that really matter to you and bring you value. Quality is always better than quantity. It is also essential to simplify your expectations. Sometimes we set our expectations too high and are disappointed when we don't meet them. Instead, learn to be realistic and accept that not everything has to be perfect. Imperfection is part of life, and learning to accept it can relieve you of a lot of pressure. Another technique is to enjoy simple activities that don't require much. It could be reading a book, taking a walk in the park, cooking a simple meal. These activities are not only relaxing, but also help you connect with the simplicity and beauty of everyday life. Finally, remember that happiness is not found in having more, but in needing less. Learn to value and appreciate what you have, and you will see how this changes your perspective and helps you feel more content and at peace. So, the next time you feel overwhelmed or dissatisfied, try to simplify. Find satisfaction in the little things and in what you already have. You'll see how this can help you feel more connected, more content, and less alone. Lesson 3. Learn to let go. This is a crucial teaching of Stoicism that can help you release emotional weight and feel more free and at peace. Marcus Aurelius said, "Remember that very little is necessary to lead a happy life." This reminds us that we often hold on to things, people, or situations that do not serve us, and that learning to let go can be liberating. Letting go does not mean giving up or being indifferent. It is about accepting that we cannot control everything and that holding on to certain things only causes us pain and suffering. First, it is important to identify what it is that you need to let go of. It may be a relationship that is no longer contributing to you, a job that doesn't make you happy, unrealistic expectations, or even negative emotions such as resentment or fear. Take some time to reflect on what is holding you back and what you would like to let go of. Once you have identified what you need to let go of, accept your feelings. It is normal to feel sadness, anger, or fear when you are faced with the idea of letting go of something. Allow yourself to feel those emotions without judgment. Acknowledging your feelings is the first step to releasing them. Next, work on detachment. Detachment doesn't mean that you don't care, but that you don't let those things dictate your happiness and well-being. Practicing detachment can be difficult, but it is a skill you can develop over time. One helpful technique is to change your perspective. Ask yourself, why am I holding on to this? What is it really bringing me? How will I feel if I let it go? Often we find that holding on to certain things causes us more harm than good. Changing your perspective helps you see the situation more objectively and make healthier decisions. It is also helpful to practice gratitude. Instead of focusing on what you are letting go of, focus on what you have. Be grateful for the lessons you have learned, the experiences you have had, and the opportunities that have brought you this far. Gratitude helps you shift your focus from loss to appreciation. Another technique is to set new goals and objectives. Letting go of something can leave a void, and it is important to fill it with something positive and constructive. Think about what you want to accomplish or what new experiences you want to have. Having new goals gives you a sense of purpose and direction. Remember to also take care of yourself during this process. Letting go can be emotionally draining, so be sure to practice self-care. Make time for activities that relax you and make you feel good. Surround yourself with supportive, loving, and understanding people. Finally, be patient with yourself. Learning to let go is a process and can take time. There will be good days and bad days, and that's okay. The important thing is to keep moving forward and not give up. Over time, you will notice that you feel lighter and more at peace. So, the next time you feel like something is holding you back, remember the words of Marcus Aurelius and allow yourself to let go. You will see how this can open up space for new opportunities and help you feel freer and happier. Lesson 4. Cultivate inner serenity. This is an essential practice of Stoicism that can help you maintain calm and peace of mind, even in times of loneliness or depression. Seneca said, "It is not that we have too little time, but that we waste too much." This reminds us of the importance of using our time consciously and cultivating a calm mind. Inner serenity is the ability to maintain calmness and peace of mind regardless of what is going on around you. It is not easy, but with practice and dedication, you can develop this skill. First, it is helpful to establish a daily routine of meditation or mindfulness. Spend a few minutes each day sitting quietly, closing your eyes and focusing on your breathing. Notice how the air moves in and out of your lungs. If your mind starts to wander, gently bring your attention back to your breath. This simple practice can help you center yourself and find calm in the midst of chaos. Another technique is daily reflection. Before bedtime, take a few minutes to reflect on your day. Ask yourself, what did I do well today? What can I improve tomorrow? This reflection not only helps you become more aware of your actions, but also allows you to release any tension or worries before bedtime. It is also important to surround yourself with a peaceful environment. If possible, create a space in your home that is your personal sanctuary, a place where you can relax and find peace. It can be a corner of your bedroom, a garden, or even a nook in your living room. Fill it with things that make you feel good, such as plants, candles, books, or soft music. Physical exercise can also contribute to inner serenity. Activities such as yoga, tai chi, or simply walking outdoors can help you release stress and connect your mind and body. Physical movement not only benefits your health, but can also be a form of moving meditation. Another important aspect is acceptance. Accept that you can't control everything and that it's okay. Life has its ups and downs, and accepting this can help you stay calm in the midst of the storm. Practice acceptance of yourself and others, with all their imperfections. Acceptance does not mean resignation, but recognizing reality as it is and finding peace in it. It is also helpful to practice conscious breathing during the day. Whenever you feel stressed or overwhelmed, take a moment to take a few deep breaths. Inhale slowly through your nose. Hold your breath for a few seconds, and then exhale slowly through your mouth. This simple technique can help you calm and center yourself. Remember that inner serenity is a journey, not a destination. Don't beat yourself up if you find it difficult to stay calm all the time. Life is a continuous learning process, and every day is a new opportunity to practice and improve. So, the next time you feel overwhelmed or restless, remember Seneca's words and focus on cultivating inner serenity. Over time, you will find that this inner peace will help you face life with more calm, clarity, and balance. Lesson 5. Practice self-care. This may sound simple, but it is fundamental to maintaining a good emotional and mental state, especially when you feel lonely or depressed. Seneca said, "Take care of your body as if you were to live forever. Take care of your soul as if you were to die tomorrow." This quote reminds us of the importance of taking care of both our body and our mind. Self-care is not just about pampering yourself with superficial things, but about taking care of your physical, emotional, and mental needs in a conscious and deliberate way. Here are some ideas for practicing self-care effectively. First, it is crucial to maintain a healthy sleep routine. Getting a good night's sleep is critical to your overall well-being. Try to go to bed and wake up at the same time every day. Create a relaxing environment in your bedroom and avoid using electronic devices before bedtime. A good night's rest can do wonders for your mood and energy. Diet also plays an important role. Eat a balanced and nutritious diet, making sure to include a variety of foods that provide you with the nutrients you need. Avoid excess processed and sugary foods, as they can negatively affect your energy and mood. Regular exercise is another crucial part of self-care. You don't have to do intense workouts if you don't like them. Just find a physical activity you enjoy. It can be walking, dancing, swimming, yoga, or anything else that gets you moving and feeling good. Exercise releases endorphins, which are known to improve mood and reduce stress. In addition to physical self-care, emotional self-care is equally important. Spend time doing things that you enjoy and that make you happy. It could be reading a good book, listening to music, painting, journaling, or any other activity that relaxes you and makes you feel good. Don't forget to make time for yourself too. Sometimes we need a break from social interactions and the daily hustle and bustle. Taking time to be alone and reflect can help you recharge and clarify your thoughts and emotions. Self-care also includes setting healthy boundaries. Learn to say no when necessary and don't feel obligated to do things that don't feel good. Protecting your time and energy is essential to maintaining good emotional balance. Another important part of self-care is to seek support when you need it. Don't be afraid to talk to someone you trust about how you feel. Sometimes just sharing your thoughts and emotions with another person can ease a big burden. If you feel you need more help, don't hesitate to seek the help of a professional, such as a therapist or counselor. Finally, practice self-compassion. Be kind to yourself and don't beat yourself up for having moments of weakness or sadness. Remember that we all go through ups and downs, and it is normal to not be well all the time. Try to talk to yourself as you would to a dear friend, with understanding and support. Self-care is not a luxury, it is a necessity. By taking holistic care of yourself, you give yourself the tools to better cope with life's challenges and to stay strong, both physically and emotionally. So, the next time you're feeling lonely or depressed, ask yourself, am I taking care of myself the way I need to? If the answer is no, spend some time attending to your needs and practicing self-care. You'll see how this can make a big difference in your overall well-being. Lesson 6. Develop an abundance mindset. We continue with Lesson 6. This is essential to combat loneliness and depression, as many times these feelings stem from a sense of lack or insufficiency. So what is an abundance mentality? Basically, it's about believing that there is enough to go around and that the universe is full of opportunities and resources. Instead of focusing on what you lack, you focus on what you have and how you can make the most of it. First, it is important to recognize and appreciate what you already have. This is an exercise you can do daily. Take a few minutes each day to reflect on the good things in your life. This can be as simple as having a roof over your head, food on the table, or a sincere friendship. Another way to cultivate an abundance mindset is to practice detachment. Often, we become overly attached to our material possessions, our expectations, and even people. This attachment can lead to anxiety and a sense of inadequacy. Practicing detachment does not mean that you don't care about these things, but that you recognize that your value and happiness do not depend on them. Also, be generous. Generosity is not just about giving money. You can be generous with your time, your knowledge, and your attention. When you help others, you are not only benefiting them, but you are also benefiting yourself. Generosity creates a sense of abundance because you realize that you have enough to share. For example, if you are feeling lonely, a great way to overcome that feeling is to volunteer your time to help others. It can be through volunteering, offering your support to a friend in need, or simply being kind to the people you encounter in your day-to-day life. These acts of generosity not only make you feel useful and valuable, but also create meaningful connections and reduce feelings of isolation. Another technique is to shift your focus from scarcity to abundance. Instead of thinking about what you lack, think about what you have and what you can do with it. For example, if you feel you don't have enough friends, instead of focusing on that lack, think about how you can strengthen the relationships you already have, or how you can make new friends through activities you enjoy. Developing an abundance mindset also involves being grateful for opportunities and experiences, even challenging ones. Every experience, good or bad, can teach you something valuable and contribute to your personal growth. By adopting this perspective, every day becomes an opportunity to learn and improve. Finally, remember that abundance is not just material. Abundance is also found in the quality of your thoughts, your relationships, and your experiences. Cultivating an abundance mindset helps you see the world in a more positive way and allows you to face life with a more open and receptive attitude. So, the next time you're feeling lonely or depressed, try shifting your focus to abundance. Recognize and appreciate what you already have. Practice detachment, be generous, and you will see how your perspective and feelings begin to change. Lesson 7. Cultivate meaningful relationships. This is a fundamental part of Stoicism and can make a big difference in how you feel about loneliness and depression. Seneca said, "Friendship is always profitable, love sometimes hurts." Here, Seneca is reminding us of the importance of authentic friendships and how they can enrich our lives. Meaningful relationships are not about the number of friends you have, but the quality of those relationships. You don't need to be surrounded by a lot of people to not feel lonely. In fact, sometimes being in the middle of a crowd can make you feel more lonely if you don't have deep connections with those people. To cultivate meaningful relationships, it is first important to be genuine and authentic. This means showing up as you are, with your strengths and weaknesses. Authenticity attracts authenticity, and this creates an environment where relationships can flourish. It is also critical to dedicate time and effort to these relationships. It's not just about being physically present, it's about being truly present and listening to the other person. Ask them about their day, their concerns, their joys. Show genuine interest in their well-being. This type of connection goes beyond superficiality and creates strong and lasting bonds. Another important aspect is reciprocity. Meaningful relationships are a two-way street. It's about giving and receiving, supporting and being supported. If you notice that a relationship is unbalanced, where you always give and receive nothing in return, or vice versa, it may be helpful to reevaluate that relationship. Also, don't be afraid to be vulnerable. Sharing your personal feelings and experiences can strengthen a relationship. Vulnerability can be scary, but it can also open the door to a deeper, more authentic connection. For example, if you're feeling lonely or depressed, don't hesitate to talk to someone you trust. Sharing your feelings not only helps you release that emotional burden, but also allows the other person to support you and feel more connected to you. Another thing to consider is finding people who share your interests and values. Group activities, such as book clubs, sports, or volunteering, can be great ways to meet people with whom you can build meaningful relationships. Finally, remember that not all relationships will be deep, and that's okay. Some people will be in your life for a short time, and others will stay forever. Appreciate each relationship for what it is, and focus on cultivating those that truly bring value and meaning to your life. Meaningful relationships not only help you feel more connected, but also provide you with an emotional support network. Knowing that you have someone to turn to in difficult times can be a great comfort and a source of strength. So, the next time you're feeling lonely, think about the people in your life who really matter to you. Spend time nurturing those relationships, and you'll see how your sense of loneliness diminishes and you feel more connected and supported. Lesson 8. Find purpose in your actions. This is a key teaching of Stoicism and can have a profound impact on how you feel day to day. So how do we find purpose in our actions, and why is this so important in combating loneliness and depression? Well, when we have a clear purpose, every action we take has a greater meaning. We wake up in the morning with a reason, knowing that our daily activities contribute to something greater than ourselves. First, it is important to identify what it is that you are truly passionate about, what it is that makes you feel alive. It can be anything: helping others, creating art, learning something new, improving your community. Taking time to reflect on your passions and how you can incorporate them into your daily life is the first step to finding purpose. Once you have identified your passions, try to integrate them into your daily activities. For example, if you are passionate about helping others, you could dedicate a few hours a week to volunteering. If you love learning, you can set aside time each day to read or take online courses. Another important thing is to set goals. Goals give you a sense of direction and help you stay focused. They can be small, like learning a new skill, or big, like starting a community project. The important thing is that they are meaningful to you. Now let's do a little exercise. Think about an activity you do every day, something routine, like making breakfast. How could you find purpose in that action? It can be as simple as taking a moment to be grateful for the food you have, or thinking about how a nutritious meal helps you take care of your body and be healthier. Finding purpose in your actions also involves being present and aware of what you are doing. Instead of doing things on autopilot, take the time to really engage in each task. This not only helps you find meaning, but also keeps you focused and reduces anxiety. Remember, not every action will have a deep purpose, and that's okay. The key is to find a balance and make sure that the things you do on a regular basis lead you towards something you really care about. This will give you a sense of fulfillment and connection and help you combat loneliness and depression. So, the next time you're feeling lost or discouraged, ask yourself, am I doing things that really matter to me? Am I aligned with my passions and goals? If the answer is no, it's a good time to reevaluate and make adjustments. Your life will feel much richer and more meaningful when you focus on what really matters to you. Lesson 9. Live in the present. This is a central teaching of Stoicism and has a big impact on how we feel about loneliness and depression. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, wrote, "Man lives only in this moment, only in this fragment of time. All the rest of his life is either past or uncertain." What Marcus is telling us is that we often worry too much about the past or the future. We think about what we did wrong, what opportunities we missed, or what could go wrong tomorrow. And in doing so, we lose sight of the present moment, which is the only one we really have. Imagine this. You're sitting in a park, enjoying the sunshine and fresh air, but instead of being present in that moment, your mind is caught up in what happened yesterday or what might happen tomorrow. You miss the beauty of the now, and that can make you feel disconnected and alone. Living in the present means being fully aware of and engaged with what is happening here and now. It's not easy, especially when we're used to worrying about the past or the future, but with practice, we can get better at it. One effective technique for living in the present is meditation. You don't need to be an expert or dedicate hours to it. Even a few minutes a day can make a big difference. Sit in a quiet place, close your eyes, and focus on your breathing. Notice how the air moves in and out of your lungs. If your mind starts to wander, gently bring it back to the present moment. Another way to practice mindfulness is through your daily activities. For example, when you are eating, really pay attention to the tastes, textures, and the act of eating. When you are walking, feel each step, the ground beneath your feet, the air on your face. These small practices help you anchor yourself in the present and enjoy what you have now. Living in the present not only helps you appreciate your life more, but also reduces the anxiety and stress that come from worrying about things we can't change or foresee. When you are truly present, you feel more connected to the world around you and less alone. In addition, the present is the only time you can act and make changes. Worrying about the past or the future doesn't change anything. It only distracts you from what you can do now. By focusing on the present, you take control of your actions and decisions, and that gives you a sense of empowerment and purpose. Remember, living in the present is an ongoing practice. Don't beat yourself up if you find yourself thinking about the past or the future. Simply acknowledge those thoughts and gently bring yourself back to the time. Over time, you will notice that it is easier to be present and enjoy each moment.